If Tobin Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my face.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marco.
No, that's not
Wait.
That's true. You do got me.
Get over there, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him. I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube with viewing for free. Hey, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Leroy, we are about to laisser les bon temps rouler.
Yes, sir.
Friday.
Yes, sir.
Laissez les
And
bon temps rouler.
we got to kick it off with a little. You got your brooms?
Yes.
Anybody got your brooms?
Woo-wee.
Can I just say this? Bostonians, soon as you enter the state of Florida, you should be nervous. Because we've been beating that ass in every sport. Every sport.
Even Inter Miami beat the New England Revolution earlier this year. That's bad.
Like, come on. I mean, they didn't just beat them. They put it on them.
Spill the tea. Spill the tea.
Yeah, so kudos to the Marlins. Folks, I'm going to tell you like this. You got some extra time. You ain't doing nothing in the evening, and you wondering what's going on, Go look at these boys play. Go watch them play. It ain't the Marlins you accustomed to seeing. Got some new faces, some old faces, some guys showing up, some guys who didn't have good years last year bouncing back, and all that without your Cy Young Award winner pitching like a Cy Young Award winner yet. So kudos to them guys. It's amazing. All we really needed was not an old-ass coach or old-ass manager, but a manager with an arm sleeve. He seemed like he got, yeah.
By the way, 6th best record in all of baseball.
Oh, yeah.
All of baseball. 6th
Hey,
best record.
can we do it? Can we do a run differential update?
Who cares?
I don't, but I'm trying to get an idea, Dan. The only reason why I say this, because they throw this out there at any time during the season. And I always have a question. At what point can you take that stat seriously?
Wow.
Like, I understand if you're going into the playoffs and you done played your whole season and your run differential is minus whatever, but you're still playing 162 games. So how valid can it be when baseball, you can have a couple of stinkers and lose 15-1?
I have the run differential up right now.
Uh-huh.
Over the last 3 games, we're plus 15. But for the season, we are ranked 17th in Major League Baseball. Want to take a quick guess what our run differential is?
I would say minus 12.
I'm going to say minus 11, yeah.
0.
Oh, it's even, so they got back. So there. You know,
now we're good. Now we're good.
That's the epitome of win some, lose some.
Right there.
But keep in mind, they lost, what, 15-1 or something like that? 15-4? They had a couple of games early in the year where they got smoked.
Jacob Stallings getting in there for some mop-up pitching work.
Right. So when you think about it, think about where they were and where they are. It's pretty incredible that they got this back to even. So My question is all the talking heads that said it's hard to take the Marlins serious because their run differential at one point was minus 40. Can you take them serious now? Because in the course of a month, they got that minus 40 to 0.
Right. And if you want to say this, I know some people are like, well, the Red Sox suck this year. They had a winning record going into this series, by the way. They're just 40-42 now.
Right. Now, wait. Now all of a sudden, for a team that never had a winning record at this point in time in a while, that's the Marlins. Right? Now we're going to question other teams that have winning records.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Boston is one team ahead of us, +6 run differential.
Oh, good for
Look
them.
at that.
Look at that.
By the way, Oakland minus 240.
Yeah, that's not good.
Wow.
Minus 240 is their run differential.
Now, listen, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that their record is indicative of being minus 240.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a number where you know this team's no good.
Yeah, there's some numbers that point directly to something.
Right.
I mean,
But when you halfway through the season and you minus 240, I don't care what sport that is. You can put that in any sport. That ain't good.
But you've had 240 runs scored against you is probably not that good.
Right, exactly.
It's the point difference. It's the run differential. Whew.
I mean, it's quite possible. And keep in mind, they're not 0 for the season. So they've scored some runs.
They won 21 games.
They won 21 games and they're still down 240? Yikes.
This is one of those make or break coming of age weekends for the Marlins. They go up against the Braves in Atlanta. They have owned us, the Braves. The Braves are one of the best teams in baseball. If you go in there and have a good showing, you are showing baseball in the whole world that you belong with everybody else.
Yep. That means we got to stop talking about run differential and start looking at this team and going, we got something here. Right? At least something we need to pay attention to. But in other news, in other news, I asked y'all this yesterday. Marcos, I asked you yesterday. So we already have discussed
Fat Bum.
Now, wait. We talked about this yesterday and it was no chance. Right? How are we feeling now?
Whispers.
Because what if I told you this?
I don't want to hear it.
No. Hold on.
All right.
You can say what you want about James Harden. He did lead the league in assists. The other thing is, last year.
Last year. What's
last year?
I'm giving it to someone. There's no way he led the league in anything.
He led the league in assists.
Strip club visits,
probably.
But here's the deal. What if they're looking at
Trae Young, but
this situation?
Who's third?
And thinking we can get Kyrie or we can get James Harden. Here's the kicker. You can get James Harden on a 1 year and trade Kyle Lowry and still keep your team together. Whereas it'll be more difficult, but if you did a sign and trade for Kyrie, you got to give up assets.
Kyrie is going to the Suns. He just wants to troll Kevin Durant for the rest of his career.
Just ruin it.
He just said, man, I went on the other side of the country to shake you, and I looked to my left and Kyrie.
Maybe they planned this all along. Maybe this was the idea.
Maybe the thing is this. Everybody thinks that they're all about winning championships. Maybe they're just all about messing with people.
Here's the deal, though. For as much as people are annoyed by Kyrie, I've never seen any player get frustrated with Kyrie. Think about it.
Right.
What you hear from all the talking heads, from how upset the organizations are, from all this, has a player ever come out with some of those same sentiments. So what I would say is this. Nobody has a problem with playing with Kyrie.
Nobody ever does. And I mean, look at his numbers last year. Let's see, what were his numbers looking like? He was around 27 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. James Harden, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. I mean, yeah.
I mean, look, you cannot like James Harden's game. You cannot like it. Dribble, step back 3.
Kyrie.
Kyrie, the same thing. Kyrie's a little more magical with the basketball.
Right.
But if you put it all together, those numbers aren't lying to you.
Nope. And they've done it for a while. There's a sample size.
So we're going to revisit this again, since now it's even more real than I thought, for the simple fact, I don't think, if you look at it from this standpoint, Kyle Lowry's on his last year. James Harden to be a 1-year deal, right?
Yeah.
Because he's on the last year of his deal.
He's opted in, yeah.
Would you mind having James Harden instead of Kyle Lowry for 1 year?
Yeah. I'd love having James Harden over Kyle Lowry.
So this whole conversation of whether we would like to have James Harden has taken a turn based on the options.
I'll
See
take
what I'm saying?
Lowry over Harden.
Okay.
And you are a liar.
Out of respect. They said that James Harden was better than Dwayne Wade. I don't want to do anything to help his career. I don't want to win him a championship. He's not deserving of it.
Right.
Lowry until we trade him for Dame.
Is that real? Is that real? Is that a real sentiment that someone actually says that?
That someone said that James Harden was better than Dwayne Wade?
Yeah.
It's a recurring thing.
No, the only impolited
attitude.
Let me let you behind the curtain here.
No,
Dan Day.
If I Google James Harden,
the only 2 people that have come up with this story is Tobin, who's on vacation, and his protege, Marcos, who is continuing the lie.
Look at this. Bleacher Report. Is James Harden the next Dwayne Wade? If you just Google it.
No.
James Harden.
Hey, Marcos, -1 for lying.
What?
-1 for fake Google.
-1.
That is
Hey, that's what we need.
Over and over.
We need Mike to go -1 for fake Googling. Because Tobin does that too. Says it right here.
I'm keeping Kyle Lowry. I'm riding.
Really?
Wheels fall off.
But that's the reality of it, Marcos. Like I get how you
Those
feel
numbers
about
are inflated.
how
Why are they inflated? How are they
inflated for 12 years?
Because he's playing with an MVP. So who really even cares
Oh,
about
wait.
He gets
And
paid.
would it be different playing with Jim VP?
Yes, because Jim VP is at the gym at 4 a.m. So hopefully when James Harden gets out the strip
Pick him
club,
up. He can pick him up.
Exactly, just go straight to the gym. Embiid is never doing that. He's too
Now,
busy.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Would you be shocked if James Harden ended up here and everybody goes, man, that James Harden, he works his ass off?
No, I wouldn't be.
I'd
Right.
be shocked. I've seen
Why?
And
Why?
no.
Do
Let me
you
tell you.
understand the kind of basketball that man plays requires him being in shape?
Heat Nation will do this number. James Harden comes, gives you 21 points. Hey, 21 points. We need that. 6 rebounds. Hey, he's hustling. He's out there. 10 assists. Hey, he's an assist guy. He shares it. He believes in the team concept. He's almost a triple-double waiting to happen. He's all about Heat culture. Look what it's done for him, even though it's the same stats he's had over the past 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, but he's so much skinnier now. That's what we're gonna say. Look how
Yeah. Wait. You know Tobin is gonna come in here one day with a James Harden workout video and go, Leroy, right? He gonna be toe tapping. He said the same thing about Lowry, toe tapping on the weight at UFC for one day.
Ooh, we're going to get more into this as the day goes on. It's going to be a crazy free agent period starting at 6 o'clock tonight. But first, Marcos, get us a couple of headlines so we can get this thing started.
These headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
We've mentioned two of the top stories. Just to add on to those stories, Luis Arias, our hitting machine, has been named the National League All-Star Game starter at second base. He is currently batting .392 on the season. So time to pick it up, Luis.
All he needs to do is do a 3 for 5, and he's at 400.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
He's
so
good.
and he's gonna get it done.
I also saw a stat. The Marlins haven't been 14 games above 500 since 2003. That's 20 years.
You know what that is? You know what that is, though?
What's that?
Championship year.
Oh yeah, 03. That was the year
Kim
that
Ng.
Kim Ng is finally kicking in. Dontrell Willis, Josh Beckett. That was the year that I honestly remember. If there's any sort of baseball I paid attention to, it was that one. You know why? Because they used to have the Saturday games with the concerts after, Got to see Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Ooh,
Hialeah
Hialeah's
natives.
own. Yeah, I love Hialeah.
Really good. Good time.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is
KC
very
Hialeah.
crazy.
is from Hialeah.
Yeah, actually, that is true.
Hialeah is a special place. It holds a special place in my heart.
I remember when I first came down here, all I remember is the duplexes where you could get dental work and a boob job next door.
Yeah, that's where I get a lot of my medical procedures and
Yeah.
also a lot of things done. Whenever I really need something done that I don't really want to get done on the up and up, I just go to Hialeah. It's so easy to find. So you go into those, they're like liquor stores and bars and pool halls at the same place, and the windows are painted black. And you walk in there and you just go, hey, well, I was about to say C word in Spanish, but then I'd say, man, look, I got this tooth that's killing me, man. Do you know a guy that can maybe? They're like, yeah, come on. And then they just rush you over there and you get your work done and you're good.
Yep, that's where I got my reconstructive surgery when I broke my collarbone.
Yeah. Oh,
Now it kind of squeaks a little bit.
It kind of squeaky. You got this twitch because
Nothing too crazy, though. Nothing too crazy.
got anything else for us, Marcos?
Indeed, continuing with the headlines, one of the targets that I know Leroy was looking at, Harrison Barnes and the Kings have agreed to a 3-year, $54 million extension. That move keeps him from becoming a free agent. Leroy, I know that breaks your heart.
I like what he could bring to the table. Plays some defense, can shoot the three, and is athletic as a wing. I think that's something that the Heat, cherish is, guys that are athletic as Caleb Martin with skills, and can play a little defense.
Clear step up from Max Strus. It's leaps and bounds better than Max Strus, I think.
Yeah, all around game.
All around.
I don't know how many guys.
All around. I
would say I don't know how many guys that you would bring in that's going to be a better 3-point shooter than Max Strus.
Harrison Barnes.
And Max Strus is athletic.
Yeah.
So, and part of it is we've seen these guys grow. We've seen Max Strus grow. We've seen Caleb Martin grow. We've seen Duncan Robinson grow as far as the things that they've done on the basketball court. The problem is that you have two sets of players on two different levels, and you kind of have to get that all to come together to win a championship. So everybody's kind of got to be there. You can only have a couple of guys developing instead of having 6 guys. And that's what kind of happened to the Heat, is that you got 6 guys that's working their butts off to improve their game while playing basketball at the highest level. And it caught up to them at the wrong time. That's all. So, and so now you have to look at it from the standpoint of, can we add a guy who has some of that same skill, but it's already established? Can we add a guy that's either better at doing those things? So, for example, if you bring in a guy like James Harden, then you almost improve what Gabe Vincent does, because now he can be in the second unit. So you got, think about this. You go James Harden, Tyler Hero, Bam, Jimmy, and I ain't gonna lie. But if Big Yurt was out there, not Big Yurt, but Jovic, you're talking about having three guys that can make plays and Jimmy and they have a little length. Now, here's the other thing. You think you played a lot of zone last year with Jimmy and Tyler on the court at the same time? You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that the Heat have had problems with is that, and this is what Gabe was great at, the point guard was breaking down the defense by getting to the rim. And Gabe kind of stopped that a little bit more. So you need somebody up on the point that's going to be able to play some defense. I don't know if James Harden or Tyler can do it like Gabe, which makes Gabe that much more important.
Well, the Heat continue to work on their big three, but is there another big three in the works in the NBA? We'll take a look at that next here on the Tobin and Leroy Show, 560 WQAM.
James Harden has just opted in. What does that mean, and what does it portend?
It means that he didn't reach an agreement with the Philadelphia 76ers on a new contract. And, the issue here is that I don't think he had much of a market in straight free agency because there just isn't teams out there that have a lot of money that are willing to pay him, and sign and trades are very difficult because they're subject to a whole different set of rules. And so he's bypassing free agency, and he's going to try to force a trade. And few people in NBA history have more experience in forcing trades than James Harden. And so here we go. The next few days are going to be interesting. And the first domino here, guys, was last night when, in a surprise move, the Los Angeles Clippers released Eric Gordon to knock $21 million off their payroll. And I got to say, yes, it was a lot of money coming off their payroll, but the LA Clippers don't do things to save money unless something else is going on.
Why would
and
they
as soon as that happened, the wheels started moving. What are the Clippers doing? What are the Clippers doing? And that is what has brought us here, because I think the negotiations with Harden and the Sixers weren't going well. The Clippers were aware of it, and they are, by getting Gordon off their books, they make their situation cleaner to set up for a possible trade with the Sixers and James Harden. There are other teams I would expect to jump in here. I don't think this is a done deal, but the Clippers have expiring contracts. They have 2 first-round picks that they can offer in trade, and they have the ability to, offer, an array of different players that could help the 76ers. And so I think the Clippers are deep, neck deep into this. It went all the way down to the wire for Harden to pick up the option almost exactly to 5 o'clock when he picked it up, but he has. And watch out for the LA Clippers creating a new big three with James Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, figuring out how that might go.
Adrian Wojnarowski, ha! I laugh in the face of that Clippers big three. That doesn't scare you at all, Leroy. Does it?
No, it doesn't, because here, you could put a big 5 together. But you can't depend on Paul George and Kawhi Leonard being healthy.
Yeah.
So, and so from that standpoint, it's pretty amazing that the most success they've had was when Doc Rivers was there.
Yeah, a lot of people want to take away from Doc Rivers, but I mean, that Clippers team does not scare me. Now, the big three of Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and James Harden, is that a big three that scares a lot of people in the league?
Well, here's the issue. The Heat are known for their defense. When you think of all of the teams that they played in their championship run, they held most of those teams to below their averages. Even Denver, they just couldn't score. So by adding James Harden, do you fix one problem while creating another problem, and everybody thinking, I'm not scared of the Heat because we just gonna pick and roll the hell out of James Harden? So I don't know. Now, the Heat have done an excellent job of playing good defense without good defenders.
Right. You have to believe Spo's going to figure out a scheme, because he's always figured out a scheme and a way to play defense that's going to slow teams down. So although you can be,
the other thing is that
liability on defense,
James Harden is a half-court specialist, and the Heat like to run.
That's true.
So I don't know. Do the Heat re-sign Kevin Love?
For the right price? I think so. I think they do.
Yeah, I think he comes back on the minimum.
Yeah,
I don't think he wants to make any moves right now.
A veteran minimum.
Yes,
veteran minimum.
That's going to be like $4 or $5 million.
Is that, well, we already know Amr Yurtseven. We are not going. We're not giving him the what do they call it?
Qualifying offer or something like that.
Right. We're not. So he's an unrestricted free agent. The Heat have decided that we don't need mid-level exception. We don't have to give him the mid-level exception. He's free to roam and do whatever he wants to do. We don't have to match any qualifying offers. So he's an unrestricted free agent. Then you've got Gabe Vincent, and you also have Max Strus. It's looking like Gabe Vincent is a priority to get re-signed. Max Strus, it's looking like he may be in Disney World in Orlando eventually, or in Detroit. two very different places. And then Omer Yurtseven, who knows where he's going to wind up.
I wouldn't be surprised if Omer Yurtseven came back because if you look at his career, this is where he's going to get his most opportunities. It's just certain things he's got to improve on. And the other thing is that I'm still intrigued by what the hell they think Jovic is going to be.
Yeah, didn't see much.
Right. But what I saw got excited.
There's a lot to get excited about. His length, his size, his youth, his possible scoring ability. Yeah, very exciting. But I mean, he barely played, and then he was down up in Sioux Falls, for part of the year. Summer League starts though.
Well,
Monday.
here's the problem though. He was hurt. Remember, he was hurt.
Right.
He hurt his back or something. So he was out for a while for that. But yeah, it'll be, I mean, dude, can you imagine? Like, think of all the guys we got going to Sioux Falls or for summer league, right? That guys that have played substantial amount of time in the NBA. Like, I mean, Jovic has been a pro basketball player. How is he going to look playing with grown men now going play with all these young guys?
Yeah.
And he's only 20.
Now I expect Haywood Highsmith to kind of make a step up this year too with the team. That's somebody.
He's another guy. He's another guy that has improved over. So you got a few guys like that, and I'm wondering if your window is closing, can you have the patience to develop like you have in the past few years? That's the thing that I'm curious to see. And a lot of decisions that they make would let you know how they feel about that. Big Yurt, like, look, if you can make some money, go somewhere else, right?
He was really pretty decent the year before because, he was healthy. This past season, he was just so unhealthy all season long. You don't really know what you're going to get from him.
Right.
And then I guess the rotation and everything else, but they obviously didn't think enough of him to even make that mid-level exception. He
didn't play one lick of defense.
Oh, really?
Which, if you're going to be that tall, he looked lost, right? He looked lost on the court at times. So I think that's how he lost his minutes. But we'll see, man. You have a lot of hope, but you also have a lot of questions. The thing is that they've been in the NBA Finals, and they played in 3 of the last 4 conference championships. So I'm not just going to dismiss whatever they do, because although last year was excruciating, like the regular season was brutal, they found a way to get it done. So I'm not just going to dismiss any move they make.
Look at this. James Harden is worth, if he stays true to his stats, he's worth 40 points. Scores around 20, and he gives you around 10 assists.
Right.
At least 40 points.
Right.
There, boom.
That's on average.
That's average.
Right. You still you still shake your head no, Marco.
Lazy though. When
is
it really matters,
how can you be lazy with 20 and 10?
He looks like a honey bun. Other than that,
let's not worry about looks. Let's not worry about looks here.
No way, dude. Also, when it comes down to clutch time, he's just gonna sit down and just let everyone else do it.
That's what you got Jimmy for.
Yeah, that's what the Heat do in clutch time.
We don't need a loser.
It's Jimmy time. Clutch time is Jimmy time.
You know who came in clutch? Kyle Lowry. After having a rough regular season, who pulled it together in the playoffs? He's a champion, by the way. I don't know if you know that. Kyle
You don't
Lowry,
think
on that championship that he won?
Let me ask you a question.
Raptor of all time.
Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
You want Ori or you want Michael Jordan?
Depends situation. If it's his last second shot, you don't want Robert Horry, Big Shot Bob.
Michael Jordan's always had a bad attitude, if you ask me.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, why do we put
push off
in a team? Can I ask a question? This is a question I've always been curious about. Professional sports is a team sport. Why do we attack individuals for not winning championships?
It depends, because if Dame Lillard stays in Portland and doesn't win a championship,
It's Portland's fault.
He's a coward, and that's
Oh.
why it's actually his fault for not coming to
Well,
the Heat.
but what if he comes to Miami and don't win a championship?
It's his fault.
It's impossible.
Oh, it's impossible.
It's
You're
impossible.
not allowing that possibility?
It's not even possible.
But I'm just saying, like that, like there's so many things that go into winning a championship, and we cherry pick the one guy and hold him responsible.
Because you're supposed to be that good,
Right?
that you propel your
So
team.
so would you say, like, we call James Harden a bum because was he on that team where they were up 3-1 against Golden State?
No, that was KD and the Thunder. That's why we call him a coward, because he then went to the
Okay,
team
but
he lost.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Then why wasn't Golden State a bum? Because they lost 3-1 to LeBron.
A disappointment. Shameful disappointment.
We didn't attack Steph.
No,
Oh,
I'll
you
tell
took
you what.
Draymond mostly.
Mostly Draymond. But see what I'm
Look at that
saying?
other guy.
We can, when a
Get
team
that
loses, we can pick the guy we don't like and blame him for it.
I mean, Draymond
Well,
was doing egregious things at that
Draymond did get suspended for kicking LeBron James in
time.
the sack.
Yep.
I get all that, right? I understand that. But aren't we in a great place where we can just cherry pick the guy we want to blame without actually knowing why? I mean, look, they won. They came back from 3-1 and they were the greatest thing. Ooh, look at this. But then LeBron beat them. And so instead of giving credit to LeBron and K-Love and those guys, what do? We decide that it wasn't LeBron's greatness, it was Draymond Green. So we have like this place where we can just go and pick whoever we want and put whatever narrative we want, right, to make the story. When
But
that's
yeah,
not
When
right.
it comes to Miami, it's Heat culture.
Right.
It's the team.
Yeah.
So
It's not Jimmy,
right.
it's not
Exactly.
Bam, not Kyle
Exactly.
Lowry.
1 through 15. 1 through 15. So if James Harden were to come here,
Heat culture.
right? Like, all
He's
right.
gonna be in such good shape. They're gonna get James Harden. He's gonna love Tootsies too, and Tootsie's gonna love him. Oh,
No,
Cheetah,
Dan, no.
Scarlets,
Off season. That's
Bikini
off
bar?
season material.
Oh, okay.
Heat culture. He's gonna be focused.
Tonight, 6:00, the free agent market opens. I have to ask Leroy and Marcos a question about something that teams oftentimes do on this day at that time that I don't totally understand. That's next here on the Tobin and Leroy Show, 560 WQAM.
It's NBA.
is vacationing. In the meantime, you got Leroy, Marcos, J Big, and myself. I am Dan Day. Got some good tweets and texts coming in. A lot of people do not like James Harden. They say he's the reason why teams don't win championships. He's a looter in a riot. One texter at 561 asks you, Leroy, is it the team's fault that the kicker missed a field goal and the Vikings didn't go to the Super Bowl?
No. I mean, but
I told you yesterday, I saw Randy Moss drop a touchdown pass that he never dropped, and you talked about the cornerback who dropped an interception. So it was all in the whole team, to be honest.
It was a look. Again, that goes to my point. We can go to one moment.
Right.
But a team will never say it was on the kicker because we know about all those other situations that we failed on, right? And so from that standpoint, a fan will go to that one moment,
right?
That one play, that one player. A team would be a little bit more careful with that because we all have been in that situation.
We've
At
all
some point,
contributed to wins
if you
and
play
losses.
long enough, there's going to be that moment during the game that changes the game and you aren't as fortunate. I mean,
Right.
I remember a game we played San Francisco. I fumbled. Dude returned it for a touchdown. Then fumbled it. I fumbled it in the red zone in San Francisco. On the very next play, they fumbled it, and our linebacker took it for a touchdown. So you talk about getting bailed out. They're like during the course of a season or a year, that same guy who made that mistake might be the guy that bails you out of a situation that you had. Right? And so it's really hard in a team sport to put it on one moment. And you won't hear a lot of players do that. Fans will, because that's the moment that's most etched in your mind. The field goal kicker missing a kick. I would say this. I used to always say this. Do we think differently of Tuna if Scott Norwood makes a kick?
Yeah.
Because he only has one championship. That's a terrible spot to be in sports. To have like one moment, one situation make or break, your legacy or what people think of you. Because if he doesn't win that second championship, he's the same as Brian Billick.
Yeah, got one.
Right. Tony Dungy.
Kind of got beat by the better team in that game too. The Bills were kind of the better team.
Right. Do we think less of him? But I don't. But some people would put him in a different category if he only had one championship.
Yeah.
So while we sitting here and saying James Harden could never win and James Harden can, like we've said that about a lot of guys. When Jimmy came down here, they said he was here to retire. He wasn't never going to win. Y'all forget that. So Jimmy proved everybody wrong. You telling me James Harden can't?
Might be getting James Harden. I do want to ask you guys this. It seems like NBA teams could be a little, I guess, more patient at the deadline. So, of course, 6 o'clock tonight begins free agency, and the Heat have gotten in trouble for this in the past. If you have a deal in place, why do they feel the need that at 6:01 they need to put it out there and it can raise the eye of the NBA that there might have been some tampering or they might have started working? Why, if you know you have the deal in place, do you not just wait an hour and release it?
Of course there's tampering.
But why don't you wait?
For what?
Why do teams feel
You
like
want me to tell you why?
6:01?
You want me to tell you why?
Why?
Because I don't want you talking to nobody else. As long as there's not pen to paper, you can go somewhere else. Let's not listen. We say this about college recruiting. Verbal commitment from an 18-year-old means nothing to me.
Exactly.
So until they sign the letter of intent, until they sign the contract, right? Anything that anybody's saying about the situation is nothing. So why do contracts get signed at 6:01? So another team don't call at 6:02.
But then
That's
why
why.
release that information right away? Why not just, if it's signed?
To stop everybody messing with your guy.
But I mean, who cares? Just wait an hour and say, okay, cool. We have it in place. Well, you know, we just don't want the NBA bothering us and snooping around.
Wait.
I don't want the NBA snooping around.
Hey,
We'll be
Marcos,
fine.
he's adorable. You think if they waited an hour, that means they weren't having conversations before 6?
No, I'm just saying, at least the NBA doesn't come and be like, whoa, that was a quick 1 minute conversation. You sure worked out a lot in a minute. This, you can be like, it was an hour, you know, we worked it out. It was cool. Don't come snooping around. You don't want the NBA snooping around. They could find anything.
Really? And then why are there 17 contracts signed at 6:01?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why?
I told you why.
I just don't think they care.
Because guess what? This is how that business works in all professional businesses. Once you find the details of the contract, if it ain't signed yet, that means you can one up it.
I can understand the verbal commitments. Yeah, you want to.
Okay, guess what?
Like telling people,
hey, is a girl that's in a relationship the same as a girl that's married?
No, not at all.
Okay, okay. You know why? Because if she's married, she done signed on that dotted line.
That pen to paper, man.
Right, exactly. You're making my point for me. Until we got pen to paper, to me, they all still free agents.
Uh-huh.
I don't care what you verbally agreed to. That don't mean nothing.
I can verbally agree to anything, I guess.
Right, exactly. That's why these contracts get signed. Hold on. Let's be clear. You talking about 20 to 30, 35-year-old guys, right? Come on. In the overall picture of things, Day, how responsible were you when you were 25?
I mean,
you changed your mind all the time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But Silly Sauce brings up a good point on the Twitch. He says, well, if it's signed, they can't mess with your guy. So why do you, if it's signed, why do you have to announce it so soon?
Because that's when it gets signed. It gets signed right away. Listen, as long as there's not pen to paper.
Oh, as long as there's not pen to paper, I understand that.
Okay, so if you get pen to paper at 6:01, that is the hot chick is taken.
So you're just letting everybody know that's your girl.
Right. Like, but guess what? Being engaged ain't being married.
That's true too. You can always break up that engagement.
That goes for men
that
too.
Marriage is hard to break up.
Right.
Yeah.
So you say, hey, you engaged? You married? I got a boyfriend. That means that your options are still open.
Yeah.
That's what people think.
Oh, that's what I think.
So why wouldn't that apply to anything? As long as it's not a written agreement, all bets are off.
That's true.
That's why these contracts get. Oh, wait. Do I need to tell a DeAndre Jordan story where they locked him up?
They locked him up.
Yeah. He was getting ready to sign with was it Dallas? He was getting ready to sign with the Mavericks, and some of the Clippers players went and locked him down.
Dang.
And guess what? He had a verbal agreement. A verbal agreement is just that. Pen to paper is a whole different story.
And the paper's marriage.
Right. So I'm ready to move on to the next thing. So 6:01, so what? So what? Of course they're talking.
Yeah. We all know that. I guess they figure already. Might as well. Who cares about the optics? Let's just get it done. Let's make it official.
Listen.
They don't care.
Once once I make that commitment and we make that commitment, all bets are off. Right?
Mhm.
All bets are off. I want pen to paper as soon as possible. Now I am saying that. I think I was engaged for 2 years.
Wow, Leroy. How could you do such a thing?
But my circumstances were a little bit different. Here's why.
Pandemic.
We were gonna have this nice wedding, right? Her family's from Canada, my family's from New Orleans. Who you think was gonna foot that bill?
That's gonna be you.
Right. So guess what? I
Okay.
just took the money and put it in a nice little pile. I say, what you say? We just go to the courthouse and get married and have some fun with this money. She said, I like it. I like the way you think. Because it was like even trying to plan it was so much of a headache. Try to do the logistics. Where it's gonna happen. We're gonna do it in New Orleans, we're gonna do it in Canada. Right? It was, I'm telling you, it was such a pain in the butt to even try to figure it out.
I don't know how we got into marriage, but we're gonna get into headlines next here on the Tobin and Leroy Show.
hour to it's hour to it's hour Tonga Valoa, not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort, Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua. Can go to hell. Tonga Valoa, Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Two of the program. Leroy is coming back soon, but we're going to do a little Tickle My Fancy in the next segment. But first, right now, Marcos, tickle me with some headlines.
Absolutely. These headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Nice. The Marlins got their first sweep ever over the Red Sox yesterday with a 2-0 win. The Fish have won 7 of the last 8 and are 14 games over 500 for the first time since when, Dan Day?
2003.
Exactly. They head to Atlanta for a weekend series against the Braves.
This is it right here. Are the Marlins for real, or are they just for real? Everybody's saying, oh, the boy. Now we know the run differential now is zeroed out, and the Marlins have a lot of things going, and they've got the best hitter in the league, and they've got some really good pitching, and they got all this. You have to go into Atlanta, and I'm saying this as a Marlins fan. What do you really expect from the team? I'll tell you this. What I'll be minimally happy with, one win and competitive in all 3 games.
Okay.
You can walk away and say, hey, look, it was on the road. It's against one of the best teams in the majors. You got to win. And then the 2 games you lost, competitive. Now, what I really want, of course, you get the sweep. And on Monday, you're going to be on national TV. Everybody's saying, this is a team. Don't sleep on them. They're the best team in the world. You get 2 out of 3. Once again, you're proven,
I'll take that.
Pretty good.
I'll still take that.
I'll take a 2 wins barely by 1 run and then get blown out 15-1 one of the games.
As long as you get 2 wins, then
doesn't matter what the loss looks like.
Correct.
We don't care about all that.
Correct.
And of course, we can ask Leroy right now. He's in here. Leroy, we're asking about logically, what would you be happy with the Marlins as they go into Atlanta, a team that has owned the league, but especially the Marlins? We said at minimum 1 win and competitive in all 3. But if you win 2 by 1 run, but you get blown out by like 15-1, I'm still okay with that.
You win the series.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Doesn't matter if you lose 15-1 in one of the games.
Ask LSU.
I know. I was going to say, ask the Florida Gators. Beat us 24-4. See what happens. We'll come back on you.
Run differential.
That run differential. Yeah, ask about it. Talk about it. But yeah, so Marlins looking good. This is going to be one of those this series at this point of the season where,
I know what we call this. The old litmus test.
There's a litmus
it's
test.
like when the Dolphins play Buffalo, when the Panthers play Tampa or Carolina. It's all where do you rank amongst the elite teams in the league? So we'll see.
We'll see. Marcos, what else you have?
Sticking on the Marlins real quick, as you know, all-star voting has been happening, and Luis Arraez has been named to the National League All-Star starting lineup at second base. The Marlin is currently batting .392 on the season. It's not 400, but it's okay. It's okay. Still good. Still pretty good.
Why are we it's not going to be at 400 all year.
Oh, it's
going to go up and down 10, 15 points.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Old Oyster Burns is looking up. I do have a little bit of breaking news for you guys. Is this
better not be about the F1 race? I don't need that.
No,
right
it's
now.
not about the F1 race. It's the F2 race. They have made it no. The breaking news that I'm reporting, Disney, as you know, is owner of ESPN, and they've been making some pay cuts recently. We got a big name layoff. You guys ready for this?
Yep.
Jeff Van Gundy let go as one of ESPN's big name layoffs.
Yes.
Dan Day clearly happy about that.
Not a very good announcer.
No, but I love his chemistry with Breen and sometimes they say crazy things. And Mark Jackson, just
Right.
a fun.
I like the fact that they call each other out.
Yeah.
They kept Mark Jackson though.
They did indeed.
Wow.
They kept Mark Jackson and Mike Breen.
Oh, Breen's great.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Breen for sure.
Front way downtown, bam. What you say, bang? Right downtown, bang.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if they have any other details as far. Looks like they may possibly try to get the guys back together in New York with Clyde Frazier retiring. Maybe that's Jeff Van Gundy, or maybe Jeff Van Gundy's gonna get back into coaching.
Wow.
I don't think the way he talks, I don't think there's any way in hell he want to get back into that rat race.
What does he do? Just ride off into the sunset?
He'll figure something
Like,
out.
what are you talking about? The guy been making a couple $1 million for the last 30 years.
Yeah, he's 61 also.
Ooh.
He was with ESPN for 16 years. Yeah, I guess he could just ride off into the sunset.
That'd be nice. I mean, for me, if I could just ride off into the sunset, that'd be so nice.
Yeah.
You wouldn't ride off into the sunset. You would stop and have a beer.
I mean, I'll be drinking a beer while I was off into the sunset.
He say, I was riding. Here's Dad Day's story. I was riding off to the sunset, and I saw this little corner bar, so I stopped in.
I really did.
He is a big fan of unsavory establishments.
Oh yeah, if you feel threatened in there, oh goodness, I love it so much.
He's like, I'm home.
Yeah, I know. I go into the darkest, dingiest places, man. I feel so at home.
It's strange.
I went into a place called Walsh's Pub the other day. It's right by South Broward High School. It looked so dingy on the outside, but it was so well lit and clean on the inside. I had to get out of there, man. It was just too much. Right there by South Broward High.
It fooled you.
It did. It really did fool me. I posted a picture even on Instagram. I was like, "Oh man, this is not what I
got a place over by me, little. It used to be a number of different things. Now it's a Mexican restaurant.
Oh.
And if you don't have to take your boat to get there because the whole parking lot floods all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's what I like.
When I'm at the little corner store and I'm driving by it, I'm like, wow, damn, love this place. I see some unsavory characters.
Oh man, I love it. And there's a little corner store so I can get one on the way in.
Yep.
Wow.
That's it.
Everybody knows about that, Leroy. Even if you're going to a party or you're going to an event or you're going to a restaurant or a bar, you stop by that little convenience store and get something convenient.
You got to listen. You got to take the edge off before you get to the restaurant because you don't want to be 2-3 drinks in before the food comes. I made that mistake a couple of weeks ago. Me and the wife said we're going to, we had to pick up Rebecca from, away camp. They went to Cape Canaveral. So she was supposed to be back at 10:30. So at 7, let's go get, we don't even need food. Let's get some appetizers. We go into the little bar at the restaurant at the Hard Rock, right? I start pounding, Manhattans.
Oh, nice.
Right? Start pounding Manhattans. Then we had a couple of appetizers. Went and played some cards a little bit. Went home. No bueno. Out.
Oh.
I was like, wow.
You do have to grease the wheels. Like if you're going to like a dinner party or you're going to a restaurant.
You like, just like food, sometimes your liquor need an appetizer.
Yeah. So that's why you stop and pick up a Bush beer or a Crazy Stallion at Jensen's liquor store while you're going to a place.
Bush beer? You still drink that?
Yeah. I drink Bush beer.
I figure, you graduated from that.
No, my wallet hasn't though. That's the thing. My wallet hasn't graduated from drinking bottom of the barrel. But it's Bush or like original. I'm not drinking like Natty Ice or Natty Light or anything like that. Although I have bought Natty Ice every once in a while.
So you are definitely leaving the corner store with a brown paper bag.
Oh, always. They don't even ask me anymore at Jensen's liquor store. They just start putting when I walk in, they start pulling those little brown paper bags, man. They're ready to go.
Dude, that's crazy.
Marcos,
like, why I always wonder, if everybody have a plastic bag on the corner,
They know
people
what it
driving
is.
by know what it is. Why you need the bag?
The only thing I can think is it's illegal to walk out of a liquor store with exposed beverages. That's the only thing I can think. And you need a little bit of insulation. It's a little insulated. It's like a koozie.
Dan, can we say we're from New Orleans? We don't roll like that?
Oh, you can do whatever you want in New Orleans. You probably should advertise, unless you're drinking that red Solo cup, which is kind of advertising anyway. Everybody knows. I've never seen someone like out and about drinking out of a red Solo cup at an event and not had liquor in it. Like, no, this is seriously just straight lemonade. Let me taste it. It really is just lemonade.
No.
Keep the step.
No.
You guys worry me. I want you to know that.
Listen, there is no symbol where we're from that signifies I'm drinking like a red Solo cup.
You get some slick Rick walking around the mall with a red Solo cup. Like, come on, man.
And wait, here's the thing. You know when you have a bottle of water and you thirsty, you chug it, right?
Yeah, when you sip
wait. When you see somebody walk around with red Solo cup and they sipping on it, right?
Yeah.
Ain't got no ice in the cup. Oh, you know that.
Yeah, like if you're thirsty enough to have a red Solo cup, you're probably going to take some big swallows and gulps. No. They just they hold it forever. Like, how long are you going to nurse that orange juice? Really? Yeah, really?
Want to make sure the juice lasts, Dan.
Just letting my whistle. That's what they're doing. I don't know. You know what I do want to do, Marcos, though?
What's that?
Let's go ahead and real quick take a step into the day spa. A French man set a world record after setting himself on fire, running 839 feet. There you go.
Wait. So, wait. Oh, stop the damn music. Because I'm going to promise you, he was not black.
No, come on.
And I would say this. So, the record that he wanted to break was the distance that he can run on fire.
Yes, while you're completely engulfed in flames.
Now, did he have a fire suit on? You know, like they do in the.
Nah, man, that's not a record. Hey, you gotta put your clothes on fire and go.
Oh,
839 feet.
830.
Oh,
and then he died.
93.
No. He just got extinguished. They said, it's fine.
So at 839 feet, he realized it was too hot. Like I'm trying to figure out.
Rolling around.
Wow.
Oh, you see it? They got video?
Yeah. I'm looking at the picture, and
I've been sending you guys some interesting emails, Leroy, too. We'll talk about it later. We're gonna have a segment of Something or Nothing in a little bit, and just that I give you guys homework sometimes so that you can let us know, what's going on. So just open the email alone. Let's just put it that way. Don't let Big Spoon, be privy to your email. Nonetheless.
Wow, I'll tell you what, though, he smashed that record. Previous record was only 670 feet. What a coward.
Well, first of all, I'm thinking, here, let's think this out. If you on fire, you ain't really counting steps.
He probably had a marker somewhere.
Okay, this guy is a firefighter and a professional stuntman, so he's right at home with this.
No, so my question is he had to have some fire gel on him.
Yeah, he had some.
He's wearing a fire, like nothing too crazy, but he's wearing a fireman's jacket, and he's wearing what looks like a very piss poor ski mask. Like if he tries to rob you in this ski mask, you will know who it is.
No, so they put the gel all over it.
Yeah, he probably had all that retarded stuff on it.
A fireman in the can I just say this? Why?
Yeah.
As a representative, Dan, of the crazy folks that do crazy things, why?
You got me, man.
like you say, how you go home and say, "Hey, I broke a record."
He always has had a passion for fire and has never stopped playing with it.
Playing with fire right there.
He's 39.
39.
Took him 17 seconds.
I'd be running fast too if I was on fire.
That's actually pretty good.
17 seconds to get too hot.
Put me out. At least he's got buddies from the fire department that can put him out, Nice. Up
next, so did he have any burns on his body?
No, all good.
It's clear.
So it was just a matter of how hot the fire made him. It wasn't a matter of getting burned.
Right.
which
Man,
is very hot, I'm assuming.
fire's hot.
Really, Marcos, you went out on a limb there, buddy.
That's a hot
It was
take.
really hot. How was that fire? Hot. Hot.
I've never heard anybody be like, "Woo, fire is kind of cool and calm."
Then you say, you know what? Nobody's ever got burned and said, you know what? I thought I'd be hotter.
Mike McDaniel did. Remember those shirts? I wish it were hotter.
Well, Leroy, Marcos, next. Let's do a little Tickle My Fancy here on the Tobin and Leroy show.
It's NBA free agency day. We'll have all the news and moves and the latest on the Heat here. The Marlins with a big holiday weekend series against the Braves in Atlanta. We'll keep you posted. Inter Miami in action tomorrow night against Austin. Listen to the game here beginning with the pregame show at 7. And we'll have any holiday weekend NFL news that happens. The last day of the month, June 30th on A.
Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh?
I'm so fancy. You already know I'm in the fast lane. From LA to Tokyo, I'm so fancy.
Tickle my fancy.
Indeed, my friend. It is that time. I have the slate of events. You guys have the opinions. You guys ready for number one?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Leroy.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
Start with you, my friend. The Italian government has made an offer for the billionaire brawl.
Mm.
The Italian government has made an offer to Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk that they fight like true gladiators at the Coliseum.
Wow.
There's a billionaire brawl inside of the Coliseum. Tickle your fancy.
I gotta tell you, are you not entertained?
My fancy tickled.
Absolutely, dude.
Do they go in like gladiators, or do they just put a cage in the Coliseum, which would be one of the unique settings for two people who can't fight worth of crap?
I know, but man,
What
would
a
it be-
waste! What a waste of an arena for
Yeah.
these two guys.
No, it's gonna be fun. Billionaires, dude. You never see billionaires fight.
I know that'd be
See it all
so
the
awesome.
time.
Where? You see them squabble at the NFL meetings. That's pretty much it.
They got
Great
they got
venue.
people for that. They don't have to fight their own fights.
It's true.
So I'm really, but here's what happens. Everybody talk a good game. Then when we get to the particulars, there's always one person that has a problem with something. He's so much bigger than me, but you shouldn't have been talking all that trash.
You know, I don't really get what Mark Zuckerberg is doing because apparently he does compete in some MMA events already.
Yeah.
Like if I had billions of dollars, I wouldn't get my ass kicked for fun.
Well, here's
Guys,
the
this is
deal.
the thing.
You're fighting another guy
It's probably
who does
taking
the
a
same
deal.
thing. And
No way.
I promise you, if the billionaire is doing MMA stuff, they are letting him win.
Yeah, I was thinking.
They ain't beating the brakes off of Mark Zuckerberg. Okay.
This is what I'm worried about this fight with Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg is that we're like, oh, it's going to be so awesome. And then it's a bunch of like patty cakes and butterfly kisses. And it ends up just being a bunch
They're
of
not
hugging.
fighters.
Dude, I'm telling you, Zuck, that's what we call him in the streets. Zuck participates in tournaments. He's gonna put the pistol.
Wait,
on
wait,
you.
wait, wait.
People get
Wait,
their
wait.
nose broken.
What
Yeah.
tournament?
Come on. Okay, look, I'm gonna Google it. This is gonna be a
I did
legit
see
Google.
him wrestling some black dude one time on
Mark Zuckerberg.
TMZ the other day.
Yeah, look at that. That's already
And
more
it
street
was a
cred.
whole lot of patty cakes and butterfly
Why?
kisses.
Because
Yeah.
he wrestling a black dude?
He wins gold and silver. Yeah, of course. He wins gold and silver in his first jiu-jitsu tournament. And that was May 9th of this year. Gold and silver.
How do you win?
How the hell does he do that, dude? How
fought
the
him-
hell does
He
do
fought
that?
himself like Fight Club in the final.
Maybe he may or may not have paid for both of these. I'm not sure.
Right.
But look, this is what'll really take it to the next level. Not putting it in the Coliseum. What'll take it to the next level is if they fight for pinks. If they fight for their social media, whoever wins gets the social media platform. You fight for pinks, that's gonna drive the ticket sales all the way up.
So in effect, you're fighting for 50 billion.
Yep,
That's not bad.
that's
And
not
Facebook,
bad.
Facebook is worth more than that.
Well, whatever Elon Musk's
Meta.
stupid deal that he made with Twitter, we'll play for that amount. Fighting for pinks, dude. We're fighting for pink slips. Yeah.
I'm excited about the venue.
Yeah.
I think it would really be cool to do it gladiator style.
Yep.
But I'm
So
not
that's
in
good.
the least little bit tickled at all about these two guys fighting. In fact, I'll
Missing
fight them
out.
both at the same time. I'll pick up
Ooh.
Zuckerberg.
Not tickled.
I'll pick up Zuckerberg and beat Elon Musk ass with him.
Wow, Elon's pretty big, man. Pretty big.
He's
Yeah,
a stick,
Eli.
dude.
Pretty big.
In order for us to be the same weight class, I got to cut off my lower body.
For Zuck, yeah, definitely. That guy's very thin.
Zuck.
That's what we
What are
call
we
him.
doing? This must be slow time because.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Next one. Kyrie Irving.
Hey.
He
Future
has
heater.
been linked to the Suns after requesting a meeting with them. Does Kyrie Irving to the Suns tickle your fancy?
I like Kyrie.
All right.
I think people,
Suns.
you know, he has some issues. He definitely needs to understand that he is a basketball player. He needs to play basketball. But the talent speaks for itself. It'd be pretty interesting to have him, Book, and KD on the same team, and none of them really play defense other than KD.
What about
And
Bradley Beal?
he played defense because I'm sorry. They got
look, Bradley Beal and Kyrie Irving.
so that's be a big four.
I mean, they could score a
And here's the kicker. In their past jobs, they've all had the ball in their hands. How's that gonna work out? And who's gonna play defense?
Coming off the bench. If there's a foul trouble or anything, too, they're not gonna have anything.
And DeAndre Ayton. Come on.
DeAndre Ayton. He'll sacrifice himself for the team.
But you know what sucks about that whole situation with DeAndre Ayton? They didn't offer him a contract because they didn't want to pay him that much. But then they matched an offer. So now you tied into a guy you didn't really want because you didn't want him to walk for free.
Right?
If you don't want him, let him go.
It's got to be awkward.
Right.
We've all had that awkward Christmas or Thanksgiving where, not right. How many dogs do you have going on right now, Leroy?
He's got the dog pound. That means that his workers have arrived.
No, they've been here. They've been here. So
literally the last thing I heard yesterday from Leroy, you can have this, you can have this, you can have this. The one thing I need is my pool. That's what you said.
Dude.
Yep.
Dude, I get my pool almost every day. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Even with the spiders? Gross.
No, I didn't know them spiders were behind that wall like that.
That was rough, dude. You got a whole nest.
No, dude, it came out. It came out like the spiders came out of that hole like CGI.
Wow. You need one of them aerosol cans and a lighter. That'll do you good. That'll really get them good.
Or I could just call the dude up that set himself on fire and have him go and
yeah, sure.
rolling around.
Hey, go roll around my pool and kill all these spiders.
And then just roll into the pool and the water will put them out.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
There's no more like that. All those areas have been closed up. They put the little whatever you call it, primer or whatever. So it's good to go.
Marcos, what you got? What else? Or do we have?
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. That is Indiana Jones' 5th film. Harrison Ford is a whopping age of 432. Pretty good. Looking pretty good for his age. That is set to release today.
Oh.
Dan, does Indiana Jones 5 and the Dial of Destiny tickle your fancy?
No, absolutely not.
What?
Fancy not tickled.
Leroy?
I like movies like that. I ain't gonna
my fancy is tickled.
I ain't gonna set time aside to go to the movies to see it.
All right, but
when it should come out, I'll keep an eye out. I mean, Harrison Ford being an action figure at 80.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was crazy when what's his name did it in Gran Torino? Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. But he wasn't
that wasn't even his last one. The Mule.
Oh,
he was 80-some years old when The Mule was filmed.
Gran Torino.
Chuck Norris can't even get a guest spot on the show, so I'd get him.
Chuck Norris.
I liked Indiana Jones. I thought Last Crusade was a good ending of the series. That's why I stopped.
So here's the thing. There's a few movies that I like when they go look for treasure. What's the one with Brendan Fraser?
The
Oh,
Mummy,
the Mummy. That's a good one.
our national
the
treasure.
Mummy. I didn't like the last one with Tom Cruise. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was that.
That's
Oh,
also the girl in that was also the one. You remember the what's the English James Bond movie?
I thought James Bond was all English.
No, I'm talking about the newer one, like with the young kid Targan. Can't think of his
Who?
name. I can't think
Targaryen?
of his name. Huh? No,
He's a Targaryen.
no. But he they I like those movies. I like the Lara Croft movies.
Mm.
Right? Like when they just like looking for treasure and stuff. Was it treasure with Nicolas Cage, Treasure,
Yeah, National Treasure.
National Treasure. I like those. So I
National Lampoon?
like these types of movies, you know, where they got to figure some stuff out, like Escape Room, you know. So
Like the Da
I
Vinci
watch.
Code was kind of cool like that.
So
Oh man, I read all those books.
I did
I
like
like
the
that
Da Vinci
movie.
actually.
The Da Vinci Code, you can't put it down.
I bet
That was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good one indeed.
that was a good one
So
right there.
I like movies like that. It's suspense. You're trying to figure stuff out, you know, while the bad guys are trying to get the same thing. Yeah, I like it. I like that.
If it's done right, I'll be down.
Yeah.
I'll be down. All right, going to come back next with some more Tobin and Leroy here on 560 WQAM.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass.
Back on the Tobin and Leroy show. Tobin on vacation, although he did jump in on Twitch and YouTube Live to say something about James Harden never going to win an NBA championship. He is a bum.
Fat bum.
Now, if he comes to the Heat this weekend, that statement will be struck from the record, I'm guessing, right, Leroy? That he's never going to.
He's
deep of a hole on this one. I would have to strike every record from the past 55 weeks of him at least once a week saying James Harden is a fat bum and will never win a championship.
Yep.
This is the only one that I think, I don't know if he's ever talked this bad about a player for them to potentially wind up on our team. I don't think he's ever been this bad. He talks bad about a lot of players, even the ones on his actual team. But this one, I don't think he's ever talked this bad about a player and then it be this close to actually becoming a part of the
Kyle
team.
Lowry, Jimmy Butler, Kevin
and
Love.
He said a lot of bad things about these things, but James Harden specifically, he has kept a beef against James Harden for years, literal years at this point. If I were to ever hear the words "my guy James Harden" out of his mouth, I may vomit. I may.
He has dug himself quite the hole.
Now I'm hoping that Harden gets here for that.
It's going to happen.
I'm going to
It's
start
going to
going
happen.
now.
I want him to ball out too, so he has to really eat crow.
No way, heat culture. That's what he'd say.
He'd say heat culture trumps everything.
Yeah, he's going to find a caveat, and
it'll
be heat culture fixed him.
I like the other thing is heat culture body shames people a lot of the times.
Oh yeah, it does.
Nikola Jokic sucks because he's not athletic looking, huh? Kyle Lowry, you'll see he'll be in shape. Zion Williamson, if he came here, he would be in perfect shape and he would be healthy and he'd be in the gym every single day.
Now you get it, Dan. Now you get it.
Yep, you catching on.
And James Harden's in a fat suit, but when he gets here, he'll be ripped and cut, and
for sure
he'll be great because it's culture.
All those things, yeah.
But he sucks because his body doesn't look perfect.
Also, chokes under pressure.
Who?
James Harden.
James Harden.
Yep. Chokes under pressure.
You know, we're going to point to when he was with the Rockets and they were up on Golden State.
Look at that.
Was that the Rockets or the?
Has that happened twice?
No. Was it the Rockets or I think it was with Oklahoma City?
Rockets one time for sure. That's when Chris Paul got injured, and
Paul.
I think they were up on Golden State 3-2, and then Chris Paul got hurt.
Okay. Well, when he was with OKC, when they were with OKC, they were up 3-1.
No, that was Kevin Durant.
That was the same year that LeBron then went and beat Golden State down 3-1.
You know, it's a 4-game series for a reason. I like how people are like, oh, I can't believe they choked and they lost a 3-2 series lead. Like it was a close series, and they just lost the last 2 games. Maybe there was the better team that won those games, or 3-1, whatever like that. Like you said earlier, like nobody talks about it. Was probably a lot of LeBron James in that 3-1 comeback in the NBA Finals. We saw him blocking Iguodala and making great plays and putting the team on his back. But no. We look at it as Golden State would have been the greatest team of all time.
We don't even go Golden State because that would include Steph. We go right at Draymond.
Yeah.
And a little at Klay Thompson.
For sure, because Klay.
Yeah, my goodness. Wait a minute. Marcos.
Chaperone.
What if the Heat ended up with Klay Thompson? Oh. Man, that's right. Silence. You would have to be quiet.
You got to stay true.
No, man, he's a bum. There's no way that we would have. Who are we giving up to get Klay Thompson, huh? I wouldn't give you my hamper. for Klay Thompson. Also, he's violent. Did you see how he assaulted that woman during the championship parade? He accidentally walked into her, but it looked like assault.
Did anybody watch the match?
Oh, I did see. I didn't watch any of it, but I did see that the.
So it was Klay Thompson. It was Klay Thompson and Steph against Kelsey and Mahomes. Now, of all those people, I would say that Steph is the best golfer.
Steph's a good golfer.
Wasn't even close. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce smoked them. Smoked them.
Wow. I'm going to get this video for the chat. Klay Thompson hit a bystander in the head and knocked him over on this drive. Is anyone surprised that Klay Thompson is out here injuring bystanders in a different sport?
Dude, can I just tell you?
This guy is
I played football when I was 18 in front of 100,000 people, right?
Yep.
I got to go to the NFL and play in some of the loudest stadiums in all of the NFL. The most terrified I've ever been is being at a golf tournament with 2,000 or 3,000 people lining up the first fairway. Because if you mess up in your sport, you could get hurt.
Yeah.
But in no way, shape, or form are your actions and your skill set injuring or putting others in harm's way unless you hitting a golf ball.
Look, before we go to break, let's take a quick peek at Klay Thompson assaulting an individual. Assaulting an individual.
Sit down.
Oh, boom. And cussed him. Oh, watch your hip. Going.
Questionable words.
Wait, you know what? Here's the funny part about that.
Oh my God.
Somebody had the unmitigated gall to yell, "Throw it back out."
Oh, look at that. He's hunched.
They're
laughing at the pain that.
Well, because they don't know that somebody got hit. And Von Miller, can we tell him to not wear his football pants to the golf course?
Where's he at?
No, that's
Von Miller with the white hat.
Oh, goodness.
And that's Draymond. Look how tight them pants are, dude.
Yeah, that's that, man. Yeah, goodness. You can see his wallet and keys and everything like that.
Yeah, and he got 50 cents in his right pocket.
Who's not smiling?
Yeah, it was an older man, too, it looked like.
Huh? Who's not smiling? The guy that just hit somebody in the head.
Exactly, because he's a stone cold killer. That's exactly why he's not smiling. He knows what he did, and he's just looking at his work, just observing it. By the way, the least swag there. Can I just say the least amount of swag?
His chest is a little going in.
This just really just looks like a normal human being. Wow. Who knows? Can anyone check on the status of this man? For all I know, this man may have CTE.
We are getting reports, and this isn't funny at all, that ESPN has released Max Kellerman, too. So the carnage at ESPN seems to be continuing. We're going to get into that and a whole lot more.
What is that? What is that called? What's that show he was doing? Just in?
Yeah.
Just in. This just in. And this is just out.
Oh, not going to get this just in today. It's going to be out. Max Kellerman. We'll see. Well, I'll get some headlines for you next, too, here on hour 3 of the Tobin and Leroy Show, 560 WQAM.
The results are in. Weekday afternoon. The number one sports.
When it comes to sports, South Florida owns Boston. Really? We absolutely own Boston. Dolphins take care of the New England Patriots. Miami Heat finish off the Boston Celtics season. And then last night,
don't forget the Bruins.
Marlins swept the Red Sox. Bruins, the best team in regular season history in the NHL. They're taken down by the Florida Panthers. Heck, even one of Inter Miami's 5 wins was against the New England Revolution. Wow. Is there anything else you can win at?
Only 5 wins, huh?
Only 5.
Rough.
Well, you know what July 21st is.
Messi season.
Cruz Azul.
What?
Playing Cruz Azul.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like a soccer term. I was unfamiliar.
No.
I got a question though. Like the MLS season, is it over on the 21st? Like when is?
No, it keeps rolling.
So is it like a? Because I can't keep up with soccer, dude. They
take a lot of breaks and they play in these
like
national like Kappa whatever
Capicola.
Yeah, so they're playing in right now they're currently top 4 in the kind of like the United States Cup. Every professional soccer team in the United States participates to prove who is the best professional team in the United States. That's outside of MLS. But then what's coming up is going to be a cup for the best team that is in the US and Mexico. So it's going to be basically like MLS facing off against Mexico. Liga MX. That's where we get Cruz Azul from. And Lionel Messi's there because
it's the only sport where the loaner rules apply to worldwide. Right? Because in basketball, if you leave and go play in Russia or Europe, nobody cares. Right? But soccer, you still got to sign that paperwork to transfer or loan these players to other. The only thing you can actually play for is your national team, right?
Yep. You're locked in on your national team. When you commit to your national team, there's no getting out of it. You're married for life. It's like a covenant wedding, marriage, whatever they call it. You can commit. Once you commit, you can't go back. You're stuck to that one national team.
The old no takesy backsies.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a soccer bylaw.
Yep. No takesy backsies.
No takesy backsies. So it's going to be crazy for Inter Miami. It's just going to be interesting. Tickets are, I think, for that first game are like $550 a piece. That's going to be interesting.
Did you hear Inter Miami officially agreed to specific terms with Lionel Messi, but did not release any details?
I saw something. Yeah, they have not officially, but it's going to be somewhere in the $50 million, something like that.
$50 million a year?
Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting everything. He's getting part of the sales from his jersey from Adidas. He's getting all the new people that register for Apple TV because that's the only place you can watch MLS nowadays, it seems like. He's getting a lot of that deal. If we need to kill any indigenous animals, we'll do that for Messi. We got his best friends on the team. We got his coach on the team. Whatever you want, Messi, we got you. Cool.
I got extra room if you need somewhere to stay.
Yeah, if you need somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
I promise you'll be all right. We already got a place down here, right?
Indian Creek, yeah. And I'm talking about the island, not where I live down by Indian Creek, the street. They got some places down there.
So he owns an actual island?
No. He lives on Indian Creek Island.
No.
It's nice.
It's not out of the question that he would own an island out here.
That would not be out of the question.
Does he want an island? We can get him an island if you'd like.
Whatever you want. I mean, just tell us. Tell us what you want.
Sure.
I just got to make a call to Hialeah.
Ooh. You ain't gonna be seeing Messi in Hialeah very much. Probably not.
You never know.
I don't know though.
Good food over there.
Good people.
Good Hooters.
Yeah, the best Hooters, man. And the best Flanagans too, by the way.
Oh, that's true.
Legendary, that Flanagan. Before I even moved to Miami, people were like, oh, if you go to Flanagan's, you got to go to the one in Hialeah. Yeah. It's wild. It's crazy. And then crazy. I've even heard people on the streets will be walking. Like a girl was asking her boyfriend one time. I just heard it like randomly as I was passing, like, why would you take me to the Flanagan's in Hialeah? And he goes, because it's the best one. I believe it. That Hooters. Oh my goodness. That Hooters in Hialeah.
Good times.
You want to go? Let's go. Field trip out there.
That's okay. We can do a best
well,
of.
well. Listen, Marcos is in no position right now.
What? Chicken and fries.
Okay,
Just getting a meal.
You
there
gonna
for the
be
wings. I
there?
really am there for the wings.
Yep.
Can I just tell you? I remember I used to hose through wings from Hooters like it was nothing. If I just put one on my tongue, I'm in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
There's so much grease.
I love it.
I know. Well,
I could
dang.
probably eat like, what do you think? I get like 25, 30 of them down. I mean, it would hurt myself, but I could probably get 25, 30 of them down.
Wow, that's impressive. I never see you as like eating that much because you got to save room for the beer.
Well, yeah.
Well, here's the deal. I can eat probably just 10. Not those. Any wings in general. Because I ain't trying to overstuff myself. But that also doesn't include the fries that I eat on the way home.
Okay. Why do you have to have the fries? You can't just eat the wings?
Oh, I have.
You get the blue cheese or the ranch?
Wait, look, no ranch.
Just optimal for driving.
Here's what I do. I'm driving home. Got like a 10-minute drive. I reach over in that bag, jiggle it around a little bit. Whatever I pull out with is getting ate.
Mm-hmm. It's a good way to
So
be.
sometimes it may be a wing. Sometimes it might be a fry. Right? Now, I will say this. As much as I like, you get tired of Chick-fil-A, right? Because, all right. Like, I like the little chicken strips or whatever. But after a while, you want something different. But what keeps me going back, right, is the lemonade and the fries.
Chick-fil-A?
Those waffle fries.
Oh, you like the waffle fries? What about the Polynesian sauce?
No.
Ooh, what?
I know that I don't go to Chick-fil-A very often.
Polynesian
I don't go to a lot of
sauce.
restaurants often. Look at me, like,
Dude, look.
Nice. Yes. Gonna have to charge extra for
Those
that.
are
Okay.
muscles we could actually count vertebrae.
Nah, man, my guy is shreddy, dude. That's hard work at the gym. He walks to the gym every day.
That is true.
Yeah.
Worked for
All
that.
right.
Put that time in.
All right, so can we get a game plan for when we get James Harden? Because
Why, you want to take him to Hooters too? No way, Leroy. He'll never leave.
I'm not going. I'm not taking.
$35
Listen,
option.
I'm
You
not
have to
taking
trade
nobody to
Kyle
Hooters.
Huh.
Who are you gonna have to trade for James Harden? Kyle Lowry's $30 million of that $35.6 million that we're gonna
That's
have to
it.
cover.
That's all you need.
The $6.5 million we'll just cover. On the $5.5 million we'll just cover.
Yeah.
But they're gonna want Kyle Lowry for James Harden.
They're going to be
We can
on the
give 'em,
same deal,
yes.
a 1-year deal.
We'll give him Cody Zeller. Enjoy.
So I mean, like, what they're gonna want more than just Kyle Lowry. They can't give up James Harden for Kyle Lowry, can they? Unless they just they got Joel Embiid. He's not gonna allow that.
Omer Yurtseven.
You throw in like Jovic
Jovic.
and a first round pick.
No, and a first round pick. Jeez, what are we? Minnesota overpaying for someone?
Overpaying James Harden. We send a bum contract of Kyle Lowry,
Yeah.
Nikola Jovic, who we don't know what
Whoa.
we're getting, and a first round pick. I mean, I think maybe
No.
And a first round. Give him a second round pick.
okay, second round pick.
Yes. Fourth round.
I'll give you all the fourth round picks
Yeah.
we got.
Yeah.
For sure. I'll give you whoever the Panthers picked up in the draft.
They did pick up actually 5 guys yesterday.
5 guys is pretty good. They have good fries and stuff like that. I'm not sure why that's relevant.
Hey, I tell you what they do though.
Hmm.
You ain't gonna never worry about a shortage of fries.
Not at 5 guys.
I like
But I
that.
will say this though. They kind of defeat the purpose of calling ahead and ordering. Here's my deal. If I place an order at your restaurant and I pay online, that means when I get there, I want my food ready.
Ready to go.
If you order ahead on Five Guys, they won't even start cooking the fries until you get there.
Takes a grand total of like a minute and a half.
No, What are you doing, Dan?
I've
Look
cooked
at
fries
this guy.
before.
Huh?
I've cooked fries before at a Raising Cane's.
Ooh, I remember that place.
You shake the fries out a little bit, and salt them up.
Was that in New Orleans? They're bringing that to South Florida now. Everyone's talking about it, like Raising
I
Cane's.
saw a raise. I'm trying to think where I see a Raising Cane. It was in Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah.
It's
right
pretty good.
across the street from where I was staying.
It's all about the sauce.
Can I tell you what's bum though?
What's bum?
Jollibees. Ever had like Jollibees? It's like a Filipino chicken place that they're attempting to make like a fast food chain. This is what they sell on their menu: chicken and spaghetti. What the hell is going on there?
Together?
One of them can't, like, one of them has to be good and the other one is bad. I don't know which one necessarily, but there's no way that you succeed in both of those categories. It just doesn't work that way, dude. It just doesn't. Jollibees, avoid it.
You know what I got excited about?
What?
That really didn't end up like I thought it would. That
PDQ.
mac and cheese place.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think there's one next to Las Paras or something like that. We used to do a deal with promotions that went to I Heart Mac and Cheese.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do
Yeah,
heart
it
mac.
just seemed like there's so many possibilities there.
Yeah, they got that famous House of Mac, like in Wynwood and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that one's good. I'll tell you what, that's one of my staples when I go to a food truck. Food truck mac and cheese. Usually it has some
because it's homemade. It's homemade,
yeah.
right? You got the
They got
crunchy
extra
part up
grit.
top.
That crunchy part up top.
Right. And I hate when you go to a restaurant and they sprinkle the breadcrumbs on top.
Yeah, like
That's
just
not
sprinkle it on.
that's
I
not
need it.
organic, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I need it cooked on there. I need a little
Yeah.
crunch.
Crunch. That
Crunchy
outer
You ever had
layer.
corn in your mac and cheese? Is that allowed?
No.
I would not
Okay.
want it.
I mean, I'm not. It's not my
I'm
recipe.
taking. I have done this though.
eat it.
I've made mac and cheese, and then taken and
Hot
made
Cheeto.
some chili,
Oh,
and then mixed the chili seasoning with the meat in that.
mac
And
and
then you
chili.
cook it, and you put the crunch on the top. Ooh, I'm getting excited right now.
Sounds exciting. Marcos, get us excited with some headlines real quick.
Absolutely. And these headlines I would like you to know are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Quick question: why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So we mentioned all day about the James Harden fodder. We talked about the Marlins sweep in Boston. We even mentioned the Inter Miami team coming to terms with Lionel Messi. One thing we haven't mentioned is that insiders say the Heat have backed away from a deal to make Conor McGregor's new cryo pain spray the official pain relief partner of the team after the MMA fighter sent mascot Bernie to the hospital in a skit gone bad and then was accused of sexually assaulting a woman during Game 4 of the NBA Finals. I think that's a good move, Miami Heat. Separate ties with Conor.
That was a crazy night for Conor McGregor.
That was, dude.
Like, he's down there with Jason Jackson joking around. I didn't know that he seriously punched Bernie, but apparently punched Bernie hard enough to send him to the hospital. I thought it was a gag. And then not
It was
funny at all.
supposed to be.
You just hit him that hard?
First,
Yeah, it was the second shot. The
Hold
first
on.
shot was a part of the gag. The second shot was too much.
Hold on. So we're mad at Conor McGregor for being Conor McGregor.
Yes.
You don't sign up that dude to do crazy stuff like that if you can't control the environment.
I just want him to not concuss my mascot.
We all want people not to concuss him, but it's Conor McGregor. Go look at his past. He threw a table into a bus. You think he gonna go into this half-assed?
That bus had it coming.
What about the people in the bus?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't say that necessarily.
What about the guy that one time tried to take a picture of him outside the fountain blue and he punched him?
What about the old
What
man?
about the old man? The old man that he punched in the bar, and the old man just kept drinking his drink.
Yeah.
You just hope that eventually he gets old and tired and doesn't do these things anymore, but he still is a scumbag.
You
know,
think,
like,
you think no, you know what's gonna happen?
What?
He gonna have to get knocked out.
Yeah,
He's gonna play those games with somebody. They're gonna give him a 2-piece and a soda, and then that's gonna be the end of it.
I don't know though, because let me look at his last big losses. Although
He
he's been
broke his
losing.
leg the last fight he had.
Yes, and while he was on the ground, was saying your wife was in me DMs. Like, what
Right.
kind of? There's no stopping this guy. And then the last time someone had their arms around his neck and he was like choking, he was tapping and saying, "Please don't kill me." That was when Khabib had him.
Oh, Khabib.
And then now still
I make him tap. He say, "Please don't kill
tap
me."
machine.
Tap machine.
What
We
else
need
you got,
Khabib.
Marco?
We need a roaming Khabib at all times to make sure that everything's good. I have some Dolphins news. Sun Sentinel writer Chris Perkins believes that the Dolphins will win 10 games this season, which is not a good record if you ask me. Not good enough, at least. He says that they are not ready to make the jump to win a playoff game. He also feels Tyreek Hill will have over 2,000 receiving yards, which I agree to that one. But I don't understand how Tyreek Hill has 2,000 receiving yards, but we only win 10 games and don't make the playoffs.
Because it's just one guy.
Yeah, but that usually is that bodes well for Tua as well.
If Tyreek has 2,000 yards, here's the thing that people fail to realize. Waddle's going to have like 1,300.
Exactly. Dalvin Cook is probably.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe 4,000 yards rushing, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm being realistic.
Very good season.
Yeah.
That'd be a very good season.
Oh,
So-
you want a trivia question?
All right.
Who has the most yards in professional football in 1 year?
Dickerson.
Nope.
What?
Let's go
Jamal Lewis.
No. It's gonna be between Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
What? I thought we were talking about
Rushing.
Oh, rushing. I think you said yards, just yards.
Rushing.
Yards, rushing
Rushing.
yards.
Rushing and receiving
on.
total yards you're talking about?
No.
Season.
Rushing yards in professional football.
In a single
Oh,
season?
wait, hold on. He's doing something here. I can tell from the Tobin school of caveat. He's saying in professional football.
Oh,
I said it from the beginning. It's not my fault you didn't pay attention, Marcos.
Caveat, dude, because then that means that I got to take into account like stupid Canada or something like that.
Nope.
I don't know Canadian
Rocket
stats.
Ishmael.
Nope.
The Frankfurt
It happened.
Galaxy.
You ready?
Yeah.
Herschel Walker rushed for 2,400 yards in the USFL.
I see. Like, who's gonna know that, dude? Who is gonna know that? What year did he do that? I need proof.
I mean, it was
83, 84?
Herschel Walker. But who was he playing against? Me?
The New Orleans
Other
Breakers?
Jim Kelly.
Yes,
They
Steve Young.
signed a lot of guys that went into the NFL draft and went first round again.
Steve Young. It was an
Steve
annuity.
Young.
It was an annuity. That's what his mom was yelling when they were like, "You're worth 20 million, or whatever." Boom. You suck.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this fake season you made up. I don't really see anything here.
I do know that fact. I have heard the fact though.
Nah.
Yeah.
But
Herschel
in the NFL, you were right.
Dickerson, right?
Correct.
Yep.
I remember that
Just
because-
barely.
He had
over
2,100, 2,103, I think.
Adrian Peterson missed out by like
No.
8 yards.
2,100 and 5. And
Adrian Peterson not ready to retire. He says,
Yo, pick
Yes,
up
he
those.
is.
Oh no, single season. Wow, I'm dumb.
"Your body is ready to retire. Your skill level's ready to retire. Your mind just isn't ready to retire."
I found out about that Dickerson thing back when Jamal Lewis in 2003, when he was getting close to the record, he ended up with 2,066. But I was like anticipating seeing for some reason like Walter Payton or Barry Sanders atop that list.
No.
When I saw some guy with
Let's
goggles,
see.
I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Let me see if I can name all the guys that were in
Goggles.
for 200 for 2,000.
2000.
Easy.
OJ Simpson was the OG. He did it in 14 games.
OJ was the OG. Yeah.
Ding.
That's one.
Then Eric Dickerson,
Ding.
All right.
Deion Sanders. I'm sorry.
What?
Not Deion
Get out of
Sanders.
here.
Barry
Nah.
Sanders.
Ding.
Dude from Baltimore.
No, I don't want to hear dude from Baltimore.
No, what's his name? From
Jamal
Tennessee.
Lewis.
Jamal Lewis. And
Yeah.
then we had the guy from Tennessee. That Jamal, is it Jamal? No.
It's not Jamal, but there is a guy from Tennessee.
Tennessee, but he's small like him. He
Chris
was
Johnson.
fast. Huh? Chris Johnson.
Johnson, yeah.
Hold on, let me think. There's one more. Adrian Peterson.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ding.
yeah,
There's 2 more.
And I think that's it.
Nah.
Who else?
You think?
Oh,
wait,
Emmitt Smith?
no,
Oh no.
he didn't. Hey, you ready
I
for this
thought
one?
so. Yep.
Who owns the record for most yards rushing in college?
I mean, don't change the fact that you didn't say Terrell Davis or Derrick Henry.
Terrell Davis and Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Okay. Now, who the record for most rushing yards in a season in college or in total?
Yeah.
In total, was
Reggie
it
Bush.
Troy Davis
No.
was the all-time
No.
leader.
Record.
No.
season. It
No.
has to be someone that we're like not familiar.
I like Troy
No.
Davis, at Iowa State.
In fact, you're quite familiar with him.
Oh, okay. Rushing record season college.
Barry Sanders.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
He ran for
that
like-
makes sense.
I think he ran for 2,500 yards.
26.
2,600. Yeah. 2,600 yards.
28.
He averaged. He literally averaged 220 a game.
God. Oklahoma State Cowboys.
They
Cowboy up.
didn't win a championship that year, I'm assuming.
No,
'Cause I don't
Oklahoma
recall.
State. Here's what's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
Guess who
ridiculous.
Barry's backup was?
Thurman Thomas.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's who
And
you
Pitt
had.
University.
Right.
That boy was shifty.
I didn't have that many yards in all of college.
Still had a great career.
Rose Bowl, though. Look at that. My boy.
Great career.
Names on the plaque.
You know what we're going to do next? Marcos has got some July 4th trivia that I'm sure will
Oh,
tickle me
boy.
and Elvis. We're going to try to
Hey,
answer.
I'm gonna tell you
Might
right
get
now.
joined by
It better
Jay-Z
not
at
have
some
nothing to
point.
do with no damn hot dogs.
What? Why not? All right, I guess I'll delete all 43 questions I
No
had.
Back after this, Tobin and Leroy.
It's NBA free agency day. We'll have all the news and moves and the latest on the
Is this Don McLean?
But February made
This is my Miss American Pie.
American Graffiti?
Drove the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Don McLean. Saw him in concert one time.
Did
Young crowd. Young
Yeah,
crowd.
Don McLean. He brings the baddies out, if I'm not mistaken.
Him and Boz Skaggs. That was another one I went to.
Oh.
A young, beautiful crowd.
How could we forget? What's the name? Bob Scabs?
Boz Skaggs.
Bob Scabs is probably the worst artist name you could have.
Woo.
Luckily, that's not his artist name.
All right, so you got a little American music going right there because we've got a big time American holiday, July 4th. That is going to be on Tuesday. I can't wait to wolf down some tofu glizzies, man. Making me hungry.
Tofu glizzies?
Glizzies? What is that?
What?
Marcos, explain to the lovely
Come
J Fig.
on.
Thanks for joining the show. What
Hello.
a glizzy is.
A glizzy is the universal term. Okay, Scooby. Give me a second, dude. Universal term for hot dogs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have heard that.
Why are you a glizzy gobbler? That is
No,
an avid hot
I
dog.
heard it on one of these shows. I don't
Probably this show.
Probably this show, actually.
If it was this one or Hawk and Crowder, I can't remember.
Nah. Glizzy was a first slang term for a different thing, you know, a weapon actually. But somewhere along the lines around 2020, Glizzy became hot dog. So from now on, hot dog it is. Actually, let me just stop saying hot dog, Glizzy.
I get to some of these questions, whether they're glizzy related or not. I know they're all about the 4th of July. I'm going to try to answer them as best I can. Maybe Fig, you can help me out. And at some point, Leroy might jump in and share his knowledge of Independence Day.
Maybe. This is usually, again, the time in which he knows that we're going to need him. So he's like, all right, let me take a quick little sandwich break right now. So maybe he'll return at a certain point. But trivia waits for no one, all right?
Let's go.
Got some more music in the background. I'm proud to be an American.
Why are all of our national songs so corny?
So slow, too. Jeez, man.
They don't get
That's
you
a
hyped up
really
to get
good
hurt.
song, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
you're
it's like the
proud.
best one there is.
What? No way. The Hulk has one. Hulk Hogan.
I'm a real American.
I am a
Intro
real
song.
American. I will all right. Sorry. Leroy, hello, sir. What are you doing? Eating glizzies?
No, here's what happened.
All right.
So I go in the other room and I'm checking. They're progressing with the pool, right?
All right.
My mother-in-law says, I made you a sandwich. I'm like,
He said something about a
Nice.
sandwich.
egg salad.
Oh,
Ew.
I like it.
No,
Disgusting.
Good.
gross.
Disgusting.
We got
So
this.
what'd you do? Did you
I said
challenge
to
the
her,
rule? Said get out of my face.
there is only a couple of things in this world I hate more than egg salad sandwich.
All right.
Potato pie.
Yep, there you go.
You actually said that?
Oh.
No, I just said if I was on Naked and Afraid and they dropped off a basket of egg salad sandwiches, I'd go look for ants.
Yikes.
I mean, you offer me an egg salad sandwich, I'll wolf it down in the air right now.
No,
Gross, dude.
it has no
I messy.
it
too.
has no substance. It's mush.
I don't like that.
Yeah, you got to
The
thicken it up a little.
texture.
You got to thicken it
And-
up a little bit.
Is there
Yuck.
any other sandwich in the world that makes your whole house smell bad?
Oh, now the smell is rough.
Tuna
man.
fish.
No, egg salad's way worse than tuna.
I don't care. They're
Ooh.
both
Egg
bugs,
salad is way worse than tuna because keep in mind, at one point the egg was cooked and it's hot.
My thing is, I just don't like something that's called a salad that has no lettuce. Very strange.
What?
Potato salad, macaroni salad, tuna salad, egg salad.
You know what?
Salad.
You've said some dumb stuff in your day.
It's not salad.
Move this to number one.
No way. This?
Oh yeah.
Let me see. What is
Number one? Are you sure?
Number one.
much?
I don't consider it a salad if it doesn't have lettuce.
You can't trust a salad that doesn't have
Salad.
lettuce.
Salad.
What about
definition.
fruit salad?
Look, a salad definition is a cold dish of various mixtures of greenery and shrubbery. There you go.
Minus
He
one for
read
what?
that.
Hey, minus one for lying.
He read that off his notes.
Yeah, that ain't.
That was not Google.
That wasn't
For
Google.
lying.
Well, it should be. All right.
That,
It should
that
be.
definition at the very beginning was very official, and then it just kind of
Yeah.
tailed off. You know,
Then it's just
Shrubbery.
Of various mixtures of raw shrubbery.
Wait, first of all,
Shrubbery.
I don't know if
Green.
Google. I don't know if Google used the phrase shrubbery.
For that, no.
Define the term salad, Google. Salad. Not whatever the hell
Well done. Here you
Dan
go.
Day likes.
Here you go. What
Chicken
is
salad.
a salad?
Your flashlight is on.
Why you got the light on, dude? What's going on here, man? Interrogating me now.
Don't
What is a
spiral.
salad?
I'll tell you what a salad is.
A
not
salad is a
served in
dish
sandwich.
consisting of mixed, mostly natural ingredients. They are typically served chilled or at room temperature, though some can be warm.
No shrubbery. A warm salad? Oh, yeah. Let's just do what we want then,
You
guys.
never had a warm salad?
Everyone just do what we want.
Room
What's wrong with you
temperature.
about this?
Room temperature.
I mean, if it's warm, wait. Hold
Gross.
on. Caveat.
Yeah.
If it's warm, would that be considered a medley?
Oh.
Because you know you have a vegetable medley.
Yeah.
It's not called a vegetable salad.
Oh, how much shrubbery is in it? That's really what's important.
Dude.
All right. Let's get to
Wait. Can I just say this?
Yes.
By your build, you ain't eating too much shrubbery. You a meat and potatoes guy.
More like rubbery. Each year, Americans light about 200 million pounds of fireworks. Is that true or false, Dan Day?
That's true.
Leroy, true or false? 200 million pounds.
I'm gonna say it's even more because around my house, the rednecks in
Rednecks,
Davie
bro.
do about
The rednecks
50
do it
million
big.
by themselves.
Yeah, they do it big in the trailer park.
All right. And J Fig, true or false? 200 million pounds of fireworks, Americans.
I'll say false.
The correct answer is true. Dan Day so far comes out to a commanding lead. It's another American song.
Good
So I
job,
did there.
man. American music's killing me, man.
Yeah, dude. This one's good though. This
This
one's
is
a good
Green
one.
Day at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Green Day.
It's not really an American song. It's actually anti-American, but you know, you get
Got
that.
America in it.
It's got American. in it.
Two presidents that signed the Declaration of Independence also died on July 4th.
Oh,
Give me one of those two presidents. Dante, start with you.
let's sign the Declaration of Independence.
And also died on July
Thomas
4th.
Jefferson was one of them, and the other one,
All
James
right.
Madison.
All right. And what do you got, Leroy? Two presidents.
What he
that
said.
signed what he said. All right. This is the solid.
I'm
the
having a
solid-
hard time remembering presidents when there was slavery.
Solidarity.
I tried to disregard those.
Oh,
understandable. Wasn't your president. I get it. I
Wasn't
get
my
it.
president.
Fair enough. J Fig, do you take the same stance as Leroy, or do you take the same stance?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say what a Twitcher said: Jimmy Carter and Nicolas Cage. That was my.
Well, I mean, like, honestly,
I think that's a point. Personally,
that's well played. I mean,
didn't he? What? Is Nicolas Cage dead though? No, I'm sad.
Not president, Jimmy Carter.
Oh, okay. Well,
wasn't alive during the old Declaration of Independence, but that's okay.
Thomas Jefferson, definitely one of them. Dan Day gets
Knew that
another
one. I knew
point.
that one actually.
James Monroe was the one that missed. You said
Did you say James Madison?
I get James Madison, James Monroe mixed up all the time.
Don't we
Did you
all?
know? Good question about the 4th of July. On the 4th of July, 1803,
I was there.
the United States made a large land purchase. What was that large land purchase?
Oh, that
The
was
Louisiana Purchase.
Purchase.
Very nice. Very
Yes,
nice.
that was also
McDonald's.
good.
I know that.
I know. That was part of trivia at Duffy's last night before I started getting into those, what is it, Florida Man beers that they were giving me. I kind of remembered that question being like, ooh, nice.
What did we buy it for? Like a pack of cigarettes?
It really was like a pack of cigarettes, to be honest
Nice.
with you.
feel like we're more of like a steal kind of thing. Are you sure we didn't just steal that?
No, Napoleon was desperate. So
Oh,
Thomas
okay.
Jefferson went over there and said, yo,
Got it for
man,
the low.
like, look, we'll throw you a couple mil, like 4 million for New Orleans. And he was like, man, I'll give you the whole thing for like 5. And he said, here you go.
Doesn't Louisiana look like it was bought on the cheap skis though?
He literally said, "Yo, man."
That's how
He
they
did.
talk back.
When half of the state floods.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, at the time, the state was a little bit larger than that.
I mean, the whole place was purchased for about the price of the Superdome.
That's about it. Yeah.
So
Here's the other thing, though, is that as bad as the area is, as far as flooding and stuff like that, it's still one of the most important ports in the country.
In the world.
In the world.
Huh.
Third busiest in the
Just
world.
think, I grew up in the hood,
Third
and
busiest
there's
in-
literally a lock in the hood.
Oh, yeah.
It's the craziest thing. Yeah, a lock where they lower boats to a certain level so they can they change the water
Container
level.
area. Yeah, container area almost for boats.
Huh.
Right.
Oh.
Seems like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, they put they put them in the hood and then they put them in the Irish areas. Irish Channel, they go put them out there too, man.
Perfect.
Taking care of our people. Give us one more question, Marcos.
One more question. We celebrate our independence on July 4th. But
June 19th.
No, July
All right.
14th.
July 14th. I'm not sure what the hell is going on.
Bastille Day.
But this country also signed their independence on July 4th, 1946. And they actually got their independence from the United States. What other country got their independence from the United States and celebrates on July 4th? Is it Australia, the Bahamas, or the Philippines?
Australia.
Yes, what are the answers, Dan?
It's Philippines. The
Probably the
Bahamas were owned by
Philippines.
English. The English.
It's definitely the Philippines.
J-Fig?
We won them in the Spanish War.
J-Fig?
American War.
I want you to repeat everything to me all over again.
I'm not making
Oh,
this up,
Jesus
Figgy. Believe me. We
Christ.
won it in the Spanish-American War, and the Philippines were happy to be a part of the United States, and then we gave them their independence, and they still love us for it.
You know what? Whatever Dan Day said.
No, go with Australia. Go with
I'm not
Australia's a
saying
valid
Australia.
option. You get cool points. Remember, those are weighed into everything.
Cool points. I already have one with Nicolas Cage.
That's true. Nicolas Cage in Australia. J-Fig is the winner. She was incorrect on the last question, but those cool points, man, they really come back.
Oh, man. Up next, let's do a little something or nothing. I know I sent you, Leroy, and Marcos an email. I did not send you the email, Fig, simply for HR reasons. I was a little nervous. It might
Fair.
not be appropriate.
That is
You'll
fair.
find out. Don't look
It's
surprised.
not appropriate to send to me. Why would you put it on air?
It's gonna
Huh.
get real
Boxed
steamy
in.
in here.
Oh, boxed
in.
In here. Huh?
I'm not boxed in. How am I boxed in? How am I boxed in?
I'm not going to get boxed in.
Yes, you are.
We'll find out next here on Tobin and Leroy. Here we go. 560 WQAM, Tobin and Leroy show. Tobin is on a vacation. We have learned two things now today. I am very hungry for number one, a tofu hot dog or glizzy, and an egg salad sandwich now. Thank you, Leroy. I appreciate that.
Leroy, it looks like you decided to take a bite of that sandwich you previously denied.
No, I made my own.
Wow.
What's in it? Egg?
Nope.
Capicola.
Little ham, turkey, cheese, tomato.
Man, that's a loaded sandwich.
Mm.
Mix some eating sandwich. I make those mayonnaise sandwiches.
I approve.
I just have bread and mayo. That's all I have in my sandwiches.
What kind of bread though?
Usually whatever I can find cheapest, but every once in a while I'll get some pumpernickel or I'll just get
Pumpernickel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
pump.
It ain't bunny bread.
Ain't no bunny bread's like eating a cloud. It's so good, man.
Y'all don't know nothing about bunny bread.
It's literally like eating a deliciously formed cloud.
When I lived in New Orleans East, I lived 5 minutes from the factory.
I like going to that day old store and getting the honey buns and all the
Yeah.
bread. Oh, it's cheaper and it's just so good.
See, New Orleans is big on cooking, and if you own a bakery, you make them fresh every day, but the next day you get them for like half price.
And they're still as fresh, pretty much.
Yeah.
Getting honey buns.
That
for
was
50
like you
cents,
sold.
25 cents.
Hey, you had the little day old section.
Yeah.
You say you want them fresh donuts? I say no, I can get 3 donuts for the same price. Give me them day old.
Mm-hmm. It tastes fresh to me.
Yep.
Oh, day old bread shop. They have whole shops just dedicated to day old bread.
Yep.
Man, so good. All right, let's do a little something or nothing. You guys let me know whether it is something or nothing. FIFA has unveiled their captain's armbands for the upcoming Women's World Cup next month, and there is going to be no rainbow anti-discriminatory armbands. There was talk that maybe there would be a rainbow armband, but nope, not. Is that something or nothing?
Nothing. I think.
Wow. Dismiss it like that.
Well, no, here's why. It has nothing to do with whether it would be how it would be received, but you're just trying to make it about soccer, right?
Right. No distraction.
So anything good or bad, you don't want that topic to take precedent over the event you're trying to put on. So, and keep in mind, a lot of the people participating in your event, would appreciate it. But from the big picture, you don't want anything taken away from the truly great event that is the World Cup.
That is true. It should be all about the soccer. No politics. You're like these next two, Leroy. These are especially for you. It's Essence Fest weekend in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Something or nothing.
Something. See, let me tell you why we have an Essence Festival.
Oh, please
It
explain.
used to only be the Jazz Fest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Jazz Fest had all different types of groups. You might have some country, you might have, it was designed for all the artists and families of New Orleans to have a stage and play their music. So you have one stage, the Baptiste brothers, one stage, the Neville brothers, and it would just go on and on like that. Because most of these guys that you know of, like Baptiste, he's from a family of musicians, right? And so that's kind of how we would all go to listen to the music of all of the artists in that family. Well, the Essence Festival, let me just throw it out there. That's, R&B, soul. The whole thing is jazz, right? And that's why we have the Essence Festival now.
Guys like me don't do very good in the French Quarter during Essence Festival
Wow.
weekend. Party. It is a party.
It's a party. I think there has never been a gathering that your whole city smells like weed. Not just the area of the concert. The whole city.
Whew. Leroy, your friend Madonna, she is home and feeling better after hospitalization for a bacterial infection. Is that something or nothing?
Something. You get up there in age and you get these, viruses and stuff. You don't know how serious it could be because your body's not able to, fight it off like it used to be able to. But she's got to be 60, huh?
She's stable now, right?
Yeah.
She's home, stable.
She's got to be 60, right?
She's had a lot of work done. It's hard to tell. I cannot lie to you about this.
I will let you know right now.
I mean, best Madonna
No way.
song.
She's like 80. I think
She's 64.
64. Now, back in her day, she was the music antagonist, right? Like we would talk about her music and her videos, like this is blasphemous, this is terrible. I'm like, no, this is great. Expressing yourself, awesome.
Justify My Love. What a great video.
Yep.
Oh.
And a nice little beat.
Yeah, she had some moves, man.
Yep. She she went to Michigan for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought that she was for some reason a New York City girl.
No, she's from Detroit area.
Oh, Italian girl though. I do know that.
Yeah.
Last but not least, I sent Leroy and Marcos the email. Fig, I left you off the email, but in honesty or fairness, you weren't here at that part of the show.
Probably for the best.
Influencer Yath Beauty. Have you looked this up? Yath Beauty.
Yes, I have.
She spends $4,000 a month buying tailored clothes to fit her size G breasts.
Wow.
Is that something or nothing?
G. There's
I'll tell you
something.
what.
It's something.
There's something.
Fig, you want me to email you?
No, I don't want to talk
5,000?
about this.
5,000 a month is what
Okay,
you-
wait.
yeah.
So what's her name? What's her name?
Yath, Yath, last name Beauty, Beauty. I can forward you the email, Fig. Just promise me.
Oh my.
That's something. Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
That's
I know her back has to be hurting.
Oh,
I don't know, but all of her outfits have like a bustier. So
You know what? She looks great.
Oh, nobody's knocking that.
I
That's
just
a lot
feel
of
really
money to
bad for
spend.
her. That's a lot.
Yeah.
3,000.
I mean, but think about this.
You have to tailor
Hold
that
on.
clothes.
Let's be clear.
Do you not understand how much fabric needs to be
No. Hold
used
J-Fig.
here?
I'm taking a whole nother route here.
Okay, please.
Okay. She wanted to be an influencer. She wanted the benefits of being an influencer.
Wait, are these real or fake?
No, they're real.
They're real.
No,
Are you
no.
kidding me?
Okay, so then what?
He got out of the car and they jiggle for 5 minutes.
Whoa.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
So
yeah.
my question is this. She wanted to be an influencer. She had something everybody,
Influence with?
so she used that. You can't then turn around and complain about it because guess what? She could fix them.
Uh-huh.
But if she fix them, would she still be an influencer?
Not as much.
Right.
She can.
Huh?
I said not as much.
She can.
No. Okay. Okay. Like I'm just telling you from the point of view of what social media. Listen, if a ass model decided I'm not showing my cheeks anymore, I'm covering up, is she gonna have as many followers?
Mm-hmm.
No, she's not.
Yeah,
She
it's
might have
called
different followers.
good for
different
her.
followers.
You do you, boo. That's what it is.
But she's doing her. She's doing her.
her.
I don't have a problem with what there's people that are out there blasting her or whatever. You do you. Let her do her.
Wise words. You
know what?
you.
If you a dude and you stay in shape and you muscular, guess what you're gonna wear? Tight shirts.
Yeah, that's why I wear skinny
Right? Because
jeans.
you want to be right. So there's like, I don't know why people get so offended by people like, hey, I got it. Now I will say
agree.
if she's spending that much for clothes, it's because she's going high end.
It's expensive. That's an expensive
That's an expensive,
dealer bill.
Yeah, but did she say how much she's making from showing
I-
them?
No. She doesn't say all
If she
that.
making
That's just
20,000
smart.
a month, we having a whole different conversation, right?
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Right there. All right. We're gonna come back with headlines next, and also you're dead to me in the next hour here on Tobin and Leroy Show 560 WQAM. Tonight begins a very, very important series for the Miami Marlins. This is a series where they can put themselves on the map, put everybody on notice that they are the real deal. It's also a series that Atlanta can tell Miami, that's cute, but we own you, and we own pretty much all Major League Baseball except for the Tampa Bay Rays. Miami has a chance. Now they've won 7 of 8 to go into Atlanta, put up a good showing, and have people believe. Inter Miami, on the other hand, they've lost 7 in a row in MLS. And a lot of people are just waiting on Messi. Seems like the team's kind of just waiting on Messi. Would be nice, though, to go into Drive Pink Stadium tomorrow against Austin FC, score some goals, get some wins, feel a little bit better about ourselves. Dalvin Cook, where will he end up? Probably won't know this weekend. He's probably going to take his time. He's waiting on better money. The Dolphins have put an offer on the table. All you can ask is that he read it and he respond. Free agency starts tonight at 6 o'clock in the NBA. We're going to have Gabe Vincent still with us. If you're watching us on YouTube and Twitch, Jay Fig says, Gabe, please stay. She wants Gabe Vincent to stay right here in South Florida.
Yes, I do. And we got some tweets from Tobin.
Uh-oh. What did he say? Oh, well, we did get something about him calling James Harden, who could be coming here to Miami, loser that's never going to win a championship.
Looking promising, boys. And J Fig.
What the pool? The pool is looking promising.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, they look promising that we're going to get James Harden. I was like, all right, let's go.
Oh, no.
I want him.
Hey, by the way,
makes you a better team.
I brought this up Monday, and Marcos almost took me off the screen.
Didn't you bring it up?
Monday. I brought up the list of all the free agents.
Really? Oh. Thought it was Wednesday.
No, it was Monday.
What's today?
Friday.
Friday.
And I asked Marcos, and he bit my head off. He got real irritated. We had to go to break. You had to go to break immediately. And now look at where we are. Have you learned anything from Tobin?
You did this.
Not your fault.
It's not. Okay, guess what? If I did it, this is the worst thing I could have done.
No, the worst thing you could have done is give Cody Zeller an extension. But this is for sure.
So,
man, why does Cody Zeller catch so much shrapnel all the time?
He lost us the championship, dude. Single-handedly.
Couple of bad fouls and hustle plays.
He lost us the last game. His minutes, he was in for like 5 minutes, and he was at -15.
Well, I mean, Max Strus going over in 2 games. That didn't help either. I mean, why doesn't he catch more shrapnel? Is that why he's not going to be with us next year?
Exactly. I think the hardest thing in sports to do is trying not to do what we're doing with Max Strus right now. Like, some of these players, you got to look at the overall picture and not just snippets of their career. And because we want to win and we want to win a championship, all we have is what they did in NBA Finals.
He was really inconsistent this year.
He was. Well, so was that. The three-point shooting in general was terrible.
Consistently bad.
So
consistently bad.
So that's it. But I tell you what helps that. Bona fide score. James Harden getting to his spots and running pick and rolls with whoever, with Bam or whoever, opens up a lot of the other stuff, right? So if you care about, your 3-point shooting, one way to, give them more open looks is to have a guy who's going to demand attention at the top of the key and is also a good distributor. Yeah. Like, I get what everybody's saying about James Harden. I'm not questioning that at all. You are all valid points. But what this team needs and what is available, I think he is the best option other than trading for Dame. Because you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We're not even talking about just getting James Harden. We're talking about getting James Harden and getting rid of a $30 million contract. So
I still don't see how Philadelphia does that. Like, would they legitimately want to trade James Harden for?
But
Kyle
see, this was a determined thing. When they couldn't reach a long-term deal, he opted in. He opted in so they could then trade him.
Yeah, but if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan, you're going to be angry if you get rid of James Harden and get Kyle Lowry in return.
You would have been more upset if he would have walked for nothing.
Well, you just keep him. He plays out the rest of his contract this year.
Or you want him to keep him?
Well, I'm saying if I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan, I'm like, well, I'd rather just play out this last year and get nothing for him than trade and get Kyle Lowry.
I know, but the whole point of it is this is what the 76ers and James Harden maybe agreed to.
Oh, okay.
It's like, if you're not going to re-sign me to an extension, then I'm going to opt in and I want you to get rid of me.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of playing the same old game next year.
Right, but I mean, I don't know. Just in all honesty, it doesn't seem like the 76ers' most prudent move would be to straight up trade James Harden for Kyle Lowry.
What do you think you're going to get for him on the expiring contract?
Something.
But who would trade any assets for a guy that you ain't going to have?
Dan was trying to give him a first-round pick.
Yeah, no. Why are you giving a first round? You don't give first round picks to expiring contracts.
And Jovic.
Dallas traded for Kyrie Irving.
That was
for like half a season.
Very stupid.
Somebody will do something.
Wait, and they forfeited the whole season.
Hold on.
Very stupid.
And you're comparing Dallas to the Heat?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
The Heat do things differently than Dallas.
Yeah, like we take forever to put our sign up honoring our player. Dallas doesn't.
Dallas did it in 3.2 seconds. Say, Dirk retire him, party next week.
Don't worry, Michael Jordan's number will continue to hang in the Raptors of the Kaseya Center because he had so much to do with that organization.
Whoa. Hey.
Tell you, man.
I guess Tobin's back.
I'm glad you finally saw it.
What are we doing?
Fat bum.
Fat bum. All I'm doing is trying to make the best of limited options.
What you do?
You guys can go ahead and do it however you want.
I hope we do get James Harden.
But of the options that you have, with the assets you have to give up, how is this not the best option? You get to keep all your players and you get a bona fide scorer.
He's not a bona fide scorer.
He's worth 40 points a game.
And that's all inflated.
How?
There's no inflation of averaging 21 points and 10 assists.
There's a lot of inflation, dude. How many of those?
So wait.
Who won the riot?
Is there somebody on the Heat that does that?
Yes, Tyler Hero.
10 assists?
He doesn't average 20 and 10, dude. Go look at his. Go look at it. Last year was his 6th year.
Tyler Hero for that.
Well, he only played. See those?
No,
let me tell you
I said, hold on. I just said, go to last year when he was the 6th man.
Yeah,
because he played starters minutes, and go see what his averages were. He won 6th man of the year, and I promise you, those numbers weren't as good as the guy you're calling a bum.
He is a bum, though.
Go look. You're scared to look.
Numbers.
Don't let reality get in the way of your story.
Tyler Hero is way better than James Harden will ever be.
Yeah,
James Harden is
league MVP.
Stat, he's a stat stuffing
league MVP.
It was a down year. It really was a down year.
So anybody, hold on. Now I got to pull it up because y'all trying to.
I'm looking it up, man. I'm looking it up. 2021.
The man led the league 1 year in scoring and assists.
Look at this.
Here.
Tyler Hero, almost a triple double.
No, 25 and 4.
Almost a triple double.
20, a triple double.
A triple double if you add
Almost.
the assists and rebounds.
Almost a triple double.
Wait, he's closer to a triple single than a triple double.
Nah.
What is wrong with you?
At 20.7 carries over.
Wait, it don't matter. You can add the two together. Rebounds and assists, you're not getting 10 assists.
All right, but see, one thing you're not weighing in, like you're
What?
not understanding vibes. The vibes are off. All the vibes. When you take
wait. So wait. Hold on.
Yep.
So let me get this straight, little Tobin. We are now not looking at numbers.
Yep.
Not looking at the stats, not looking at the MVPs.
Correct.
But now we're making decisions on the vibe.
Yes, chemistry. Team chemistry is a real thing.
You know, with 20 and 10, you know, with chemistry works well with any team. 20 and 10.
You know who had good numbers that didn't mean anything?
Please.
You guys heard of Hassan Whiteside? Who else did it with blocks? What do you have that year? Miami Heat, he averaged 23 points. That never happened. 17 points is what I meant to say. 14 rebounds. And
he's a big.
Again, those numbers don't always because I can look at it on paper. Oh, he had a great year.
Hold on.
Vibes. The vibes
How
are
many
off.
people average 20 and 10? 20 points, 10 assists in the whole entire NBA.
With good vibes?
Good vibes.
If you're asking a good vibes question, because I don't care if it's a triple-double with assists, rebounds, and points. I need assists, points, and vibes. I need my vibes at a +10. And if I add him to the team, he ruins the vibe, dude.
I need vibes.
That is another word for Heat culture, I promise.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When was the last time Good Vibes won a championship?
It almost won this year. This year was nothing but good vibes.
Almost only counts in hand grenade.
We were very close.
We were very close.
Oh, that's not Heat culture. Y'all take that back right now.
What?
Heat culture doesn't go. We were very close. We almost won a championship. You win a championship or you don't. You hang banners or you don't.
You know what the
Even
problem
Scooby's
was?
calling you a clown.
No, our vibes were messed up.
Scooby's very mad.
The vibe was messed up.
Or he's either mad at you, Marcos, for putting that nonsense out there, or he's calling James Harden a fat bum.
He's definitely saying that. He is saying, James Harden, you're a fat bum.
Fat bum. You'll never be Dwayne Wayne.
Quick, give us a couple quick headlines.
These headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
In basketball, the vibes are off. It seems like James Harden.
Vibes.
Dude, you're going to be the first guy. Wait, so thank God you're not a basketball insider.
No,
You're
I
only
know.
football because you think you can win in basketball with good vibes.
You can, dude. Good vibes can take you far. The Detroit Pistons in 2004.
What are you, the Beach Boys?
No, dude.
But
Look, the Pistons that beat the
Pretty
Lakers
close
in
with
the
that shirt
championship.
on.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty Beach Boyish.
the vibes.
These Latino Beach Boys?
Playa boys.
Oh, whatever. Can't be boy Ninos.
James Harden has opted into his $35.6 million option with the 76ers, but is looking for a trade. Teams that are likely to land the guard's talents are the Clippers, Celtics, Bucks, Knicks, and Tootsies, because that's all he'll do if he comes down here, and he'll ruin the vibe.
Actually, if he's in Tootsies, isn't the vibe great?
And Tootsies. Which I will monitor to make sure no vibes are being messed up.
But the team vibes.
Again, don't get yourself in trouble this early on in your relationship.
It's for my career.
Early on in your relationship, you mean early on in fatherhood?
Yeah.
In fatherhood,
My
yeah.
relationship with my son. So you're saying I should bring the boy?
Yes. I always suggest.
Could you imagine Marcos walking to a strip club with his son over his shoulder?
Look, Tootsies has a solid game room. They have they got basketball, they got
You
racing.
would say that.
They do.
And they got Twister. Which is strippers.
Yeah. Always seems to be glitter on that Twister. Very strange.
Put your left hand where? Right hand where?
Hey,
where?
I do know this about going to a strip club.
What do I know?
You're going home with evidence.
Oh yeah.
You ain't the boy. Even if you don't get no dance or nothing, if somebody walk by you, it's almost like a little spritzer of glitter.
It's a bathroom attendant.
I gave up trying to make excuses. I'm just
Hey.
like, yeah, I was at a strip club.
You know what? That's gonna be my dead to me.
Oh, okay. Well, look, we'll get to that and more next. Dan, do you have anything in the day spa before we go?
Let's go ahead real quick and take a step into the day spa. After plans to ask his girlfriend to marry him at a Taylor Swift concert fell through, a Pittsburgh area man decided best place to pop the question at a Taco Bell.
Wow.
What?
Romantic.
You went from Taylor Swift to a Taco Bell?
Same thing.
Only place more romantic, what, a truck
No.
station bathroom or something?
Yeah.
Hey, what? The concert probably ended late. Taco Bell's open late.
Taco Bell.
If you go to the concert, you eating a good meal beforehand. After the concert, you're just trying to get some food in your belly.
Just like when I get married.
I give him respect though because they were probably enjoying the concert. He's like, I don't want to ruin this moment.
There you go. And look at J-Fig took the whole other route.
Look at that, Jay.
And a Taco Bell.
Because you want to know why? Because everyone who has proposed at Taylor Swift has proposed to the same song.
Exactly. He
Love
didn't want to be
Story.
basic.
Yeah, Love
And
Story's a
if
great
he was
song.
planning to do it, how does it fall through when you're singing Love Story? How does that fall through?
Because the person, okay, how
No,
about this?
exactly. It
The
does.
person next to him proposes. You can't do it now. Like, let's say you're getting ready to do it.
Right, you can't. Hey, you
Oh,
can't.
right,
Hey,
right.
you
Then
can't.
that would have been more to the story, but it was not in the
on.
article, was it? No.
Oh, what? I mean, what do you know?
Wait. He said it fell through.
Make these articles.
Wait.
Make these up.
J-Fig, let me ask you something.
Should have done it through
You
a
dated a guy for a
gutter.
number of
Gone.
years. Y'all go to a concert or what have you, and y'all go to get something to eat after a concert, which is very limited.
You're
You
gonna
might be in the
propose to me at
Denny's
a Taco
getting the
Bell?
Moons over
No.
Miami.
Oh,
You
yeah.
might be at Taco Bell. You might be
No.
at Miami Subs,
No.
somewhere open late, right? And
Save
then he
it for
pops
Waffle
the
another
House.
question.
day then.
Waffle House? How
Save it for
romantic.
another day. Yeah.
Really?
Save
Yeah.
it. Maybe
Really?
tomorrow will feel different.
Tomorrow ain't promised.
I'll see what
Well-
happened after that Taco Bell. I may change my mind.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, so I had this is no lie. I had the ring for my wife for like 3 months before I asked her.
Yeah, same. I had it above the fridge. She's too small. She'll never.
Wait a minute. It is nice to know that you treat your wife like your future wife like a child.
Yeah.
You put all the cookies in the top shelf.
To this day, there's no clue.
I hid mine in the oven because she'd never go in there.
But here's the problem. See, my wife is like Inspector Clouseau.
Mm.
She can smell something's up.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to wait and let it die down a little bit, right? So I got the ring. I worked out an elaborate plan, right?
what was the plan?
So I where she worked, I told one of the girls that she worked with, call me when she go to lunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she called me. I put a little note on her desk, right? And then I put another note somewhere else. And then I said, and then I gave her one of those big candy rings. And I say, wear this and come up front. And then I was there.
So
and I changed
cute.
rings.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, because I had to
beautiful.
listen, I waited so long, and I think she might have known because, like I said, she is like NCIS up in here, right? So, she might have seen something. And so I know that if a girl knows she has a ring, you have a ring for her, right? And you haven't popped the question, then they immediately think that the ring ain't for them.
Mm.
So I was worried about what she knew, what she didn't know. I wanted to plan it. I wanted it to, and so, yeah, I did it that way and it worked out. She was happy.
I mean, did it? It didn't come with a quesadilla. Taco Bell.
You probably get some comp food at the Taco Bell if you're getting
Hey,
engaged in lobby.
did he do it in the
I
drive?
would
Wait,
hope so.
I don't like tacos or Taco Bell, whatever. You know what I like?
What?
I have gone to the drive-thru for this item.
The pizza one.
Cinnamon twist.
No.
The potatoes.
Empanadas.
Oh, apple empanadas.
empanadas.
Ooh,
Oh.
let's
And they
get-
come hot and you get them and put them on some ice cream. They're like this big, little squares. Oh, delicious.
Still looking for my egg salad sandwich. You still got that? You hold that one for me?
It's still sitting in the refrigerator,
It
stinking up
smells
my whole
awesome.
refrigerator.
Yeah, I was gonna say, smells awesome. Speaking of, let's get to your dead to me next here on Tobin and Leroy Show.
You're dead to me.
Not to ruin the vibes, but it's time to do a little "You're Dead to Me." Go ahead, Leroy. Start things out. What you got?
I'm getting sick and tired of this weather.
Yikes.
I get it. It's the time of year. But if you ever said to yourself, I got something to do, I hope it doesn't rain. Within 5 minutes of saying that, within 3 minutes of what you have to do, it's going to start raining. Now, I don't know how sunny it is where you guys are. But right now, not only is it raining heavily, but it's coming straight down, which means it's not really blowing out of the way.
No, looking pretty good over here.
The weather this time of year is dead to me. I've had about enough of it.
I don't blame you. Absolutely. Figgy, you want to go or you want me to go?
You can go first, Dan.
Okay, I got you right now. Sounds kind of mean, but I'm going to be honest with you. The New York Liberty of the WNBA, they are dead to me.
Wow.
You're dead.
Aren't they like undefeated?
No. See, last night in the first matchup of the quote-unquote first super teams in the WNBA,
right.
Las Vegas Aces, who are 14-1, blew
Super
out
team.
the New York Liberty 98-81.
Huh.
So if you're a super team and you got all these great players, shouldn't you at least be leading your conference? No, the Liberty are 10-4, while the Connecticut Sun are 12-4. And of course, the Aces took care of the Liberty last night.
Wait.
You're dead.
Dan,
Yeah,
you're forgetting an interesting aspect of this.
Brianna Stewart.
No.
Huh.
They have 2 games in hand.
Oh,
2 games in hand. Oh, that's so true.
Yes!
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Hey, I'm surprised nobody else fell up. I tell you what,
No.
Tobes would have fell on that right away.
No, as I read it, I was trying to play nonchalant because I knew someone was going to say something about that. The game's in hand. I was like,
Caught me
I
by-
hate, by the way, I hate that. And that's why I got +1, because everybody knows I hate that when people say that.
Solid.
all right, Figgy, you got anything?
Yes.
Wake up.
Besides the T-shirt.
Oh
That you
no,
took to
I
work
was
yesterday.
reading.
Aha.
I saw him laying out in the hall right by your office too, by the way, a couple minutes ago.
Wow.
Wow.
You know what? I was just trying to upgrade my old one.
Uh-oh.
That's fair.
Go ahead. I'm scared now.
Okay. So, you should be.
I know.
I'm very tired of the disrespect that
Mm.
people are having
Mm.
towards women.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
I
what
mean,
happened?
I did just kill a woman's basketball team, so yeah, I'm sorry
That's
about
true.
that.
You
That
too.
is true.
You're
What
dead.
I'm
But
saying
you know
here
me.
is-
You know me when it comes to the National Women's Soccer League. I'm all about the Angel City team.
Let's go.
And the Portland Thorns. I like them too. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, I'm getting real tired of going on social media and then having to see one of my favorite artists get hit in the head by something that another person has thrown on
Oh,
stage.
that's right. I saw that.
Hit by a cell phone.
What are we doing? Doesn't that defeat
What
the
are we
purpose?
doing? What's the point of going to a concert?
Right.
Why are you throwing your cell phone?
It
Why
ain't-
are you throwing things at the
Wait.
artist you're going to see?
Those tickets aren't cheap.
Yeah. I mean, but you're throwing your phone.
If you're
that's-
close enough to throw it.
So BB Rexa gets nailed.
BB
in the head by
Rexa
a
is
cell
one of
phone.
them, but guess what? Yesterday there was
Casey
another
Ballerina.
one.
Another one?
It's Kelsey Ballerini. Yes, that's the one that really
What
bothered me
about-
because I love Kelsey
The
Ballerini
hell?
and she's such a sweet person. Why would you do that to her?
What about Pink? Somebody threw their mom's
Pink is
ashes
another
up on
one.
stage.
Oh, yeah. Mom's ashes on the
Yes, what is that? What kind of
That's an honor.
disrespect is that?
Really kind.
You leave with memories and fun. You don't leave something for the artist. Yeah, that's not right.
That's
not
true.
right. I don't like that.
That
I
is
like
true.
what
Bro,
you said.
and wait, so somebody threw their mama's ashes at Pink?
Yes.
Yep,
Maybe
yep,
that was a
No.
That was to honor her.
It was to honor
Yeah.
the mom.
Her mom
Yeah.
loved Pink.
Then you should have put
Obviously.
it somewhere by the stage. Just don't throw it at her. What's wrong with you?
Pink had that
Maybe
weird
maybe
act.
that
too, like,
wasn't the final wishes.
No.
I want my ashes thrown at Pink.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Oh man, I
I
got you, man.
I hope when I'm gone and I go to heaven that I could be on stage with Pink. And
You're dead to me.
yeah.
I want my ashes thrown at our friend Yath Beauty if you get a chance.
Wow.
Okay.
Strange.
You want your ashes motorboating?
Strange request.
Get lost in the shuffle.
Dan's like, I'm getting in there one way or another.
Dan,
Harry.
wait,
Harry.
Dan, hold on. Time out. Dan, you could go as your human self and get lost.
No.
You ain't but $130. I mean, what you think's gonna happen there?
Yeah, I do. I might not make it, man. I seriously might not make it.
You like Dan is the only person that'll go on a date with a mouthpiece and a chin strap. I'm ready.
Snorkel. You never know. I was asking Marcos and Briggs, like, how does that even? I can't even. I can't. Marcos, go ahead. What do you have? That you?
All right, Dan, lower the music, please.
There is none, and that's your job. Go.
Dan, lower the music, please.
Okay, lower it down.
Guys, I have been disrespected.
What?
I have been wronged by a couple of members of this very station.
What happened?
I will not stand by while these egregious accusations continue.
I'm pretty
to
sure one of
stand
them is in the room.
No, he's not. You know why? Because he knows better. Today, you egregious offender, you're not in the room, and I wonder why. So if you listen to the Hockman and Crowder show, you'll know every day at 3:05 they have a 3:05 alarm in which Jimmy is allowed to say a funny quip. Hilarious, Jimbo. Real hilarious these past 2 weeks as I've been writing every one of your stinking jokes, Jimmy.
Whoa!
He gets one bad review yesterday, completely throws me under the bus, completely gets rattled, and makes up lies. And I told him to make a joke about a latrine. Lies, Jimmy. Lies. I have high comedy levels, whatever that means. I would never write a joke about a latrine. And
I think you're hilarious. So.
We got crybaby Solana here. Whiny crybaby Solana saying, "Oh, you restarted the computer, so I was 2 minutes late for
Oh,
my
yeah.
show. I was
He is,
2 minutes late for my show."
he is rather needy.
So, you know what? As opposed to, picking fights with these peasants, I did what I did best, and I went in the lab. Like a creative artist.
Are we getting a clip back?
I went in the lab. I'd like to introduce you to the new single and my rebuttal to these chumps. This is called Solana is a Baby and Jimmy is a Liar.
Okay.
Jimmy, who's feeding you this?
Oh, okay. I'll feed you my source, Marco.
Whoa, you gave it up.
Marco's ruined the start of today's show anyway by restarting the computer at the wrong time. And so we go on 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
Now Marcos is feeding you some line about a latrine because he's never heard the word before. I don't understand what's happening.
Also, a pretty good gauge as to if something's funny or not. If it comes from Marcos, usually steer in the other direction. That's always been my.
Isn't he a professional
process.
comedian or something? Yeah. Isn't he in the world of comedy?
Yeah.
It all started when I was in my car. Hey, it was 3:05. This is my favorite part. Then I heard some words that broke my heart. Hey, accusations out there try to tear me apart. Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar. Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar. Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar.
Hey.
I need everyone.
Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a
liar.
Let's go.
Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar. Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar. Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar. Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar. Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar.
Don't come at the king. Don't come at the king, Solana.
I have a question. Was that your baby crying in the background?
That was a feature from Mr. Raiden Gonzalez on the track, everyone.
Lovely.
Hey, so
Also,
he
can
didn't hesitate either.
Can I get that sent to me?
Yeah, of course. Everyone, this will be on Spotify, so this will be blasting through hallways, I'm assuming.
All right, this is what we'll do. We'll go to commercial, then we'll go extra long in this next segment to make sure that the Hawk and Crowder show is extra late.
Yeah. How about this time 5 minutes late?
Wait a minute. We start every show at 10:05 because of Joe Rose. Now all of a sudden it's a problem?
He is a liar.
Divas.
We'll be back
Chuck
after
Modi's.
this. Tobin and Leroy Show, 560 WQAM.
night was in my car.
What a banger.
It was 3:05. This is my favorite.
All the kids are singing it in the hallways.
I was the kid in the hallway singing this.
I gotta tell you, it's very catchy. I kept hearing it in my head.
Solana is a baby. Jimmy is a liar.
I did see Solana flipping you off.
He
just
did
a couple of
flip me
seconds.
off.
That's
Yeah.
not even a joke. That's
No,
serious.
for
Just
sure.
a couple of seconds ago. he was doing that.
What a shame. What a shame.
Very
What a
shameful.
shame.
So we got that, and there's two other big stories in the sports world here in South Florida. The Marlins have what I'm considering a very big series against the Atlanta Braves. This is their chance to really put themselves on the map and say we are a real contender here in Major League Baseball. 14 games above 500, and then free agency in the NBA, quote unquote, as we talked about earlier, officially starts at 6:00. Leroy, do you think the Heat make any type of moves today? And if they do, which ones?
In free agency,
Gabe Vincent.
other than I would say Gabe Vincent.
That's it. No Harden coming here.
That's
Not
a
the-
trade. That could happen at any time.
Oh, that can happen. Oh, we're good then.
He's
So
already
what
signed. They can trade him.
do we give up on Dame? Is that what's happening here? Are we doing the
No.
mature?
But you can't just sit around.
I don't want to sit around and get James Harden. That's definitely what I don't want to do.
So probably Gabe Vincent would get him signed up at 6:01
Yeah.
in true NBA fashion. And then Max Strus will kind of lay out there in the ether, and Omer Yurtseven, who knows what he's going to be doing. And we'll just kind of see how things progress. But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think the Heat would automatically right away sign James Harden because they are still trying to get Dame time.
I mean,
My
I don't
opinion.
know. Like we're saying that. Do we really know?
No, we don't know anything. And the
I
Heat are
think,
very good
I
at
think
being
it's
locked up.
ingenious. Here's what the genius move is. The genius move is giving everybody the impression that you would sign James Harden, because then that kind of forces the hand of Portland if they're going to do something. Because you can say, hey, what are you doing with Dame? Because we'll just move on if you don't want to do nothing. Even if it's not true.
See, I thought
You
the
already
genius
got your
thing
backup plan.
This might be the genius thing to do. Trade for James Harden, but then trade James Harden to Portland for Damian Lillard. Not going to happen, but I'd say that would be hilarious. It would mess up the vibes, as Marco said earlier, but
vibes, dude. The vibes are important. The vibes are important.
Oh man, if we get James Harden after this past 4 hours, now I really want James Harden to come to the Heat, not just because he gives us 40 points every game,
Just because of the chaos of listening to Tobin and Marcos explain it, along with having to go to media day down at the Kaseya Center and hear the mush in there trying to backtrack.
Just imagine
this guy's stats.
Just imagine Harden and Zeller on the court at the same time. Oh my goodness!
Oh, no, dude.
What a vibe killer is that?
Heat
Hey,
Nation.
listen, the vibes are all the way down following that. Vibes all the way down.
Say,
All right.
we got a pill for that. Low vibes.
It's some Heat culture.
One thing we can count on: Solana's a baby. Jimmy is a liar.
Yeah, okay, I do kind of, let me just say, Jimmy, I just kind of added up in the syllables. He doesn't really lie that much, but now everyone is going to assume that Jimmy's a liar. And you know what? They should.
With all that being said, stick around in just a couple of minutes. Hawk, Crowder, Jimmy, Solana, they're all going to be coming to you live from Gulfstream. Right there in Hollandale Park, Hollandale Beach. I don't know. I lived there forever. I don't know why I would know the name of the place or the street the city that it's in. But they will be with you next. Remember, one more thing: Solana's a baby. Jimmy is a liar.
And be safe this weekend.
Tobin,
Yes, be safe this weekend. Don't blow each other up.
Yes.
Be careful around the fireworks.
Keep all your fingers.
I'm looking forward to seeing Twitter on Wednesday, because somebody gonna blow up a car. Put some fireworks too close to the barbecue.
Jason Pierre
So
Paul.
don't be that guy.
And go download the new diss track
That's right.
on
It's been the
Spotify.
Tobin and Leroy show on 560 WQAM.
Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar. Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar.
Breaking news from A.